Chapter 141 Arrive at the capital. Just when Rabel was shaking his arm numb, Dong Shenyao's attack had arrived. At this time, Rabel couldn't use his weapon to resist, so he could only raise his other hand to block in front of him. PFF'd. A stream of blood spurted out, and one of Rabel's arms was directly slashed by Dong Shenyao, but although he lost an arm, Rabel saved his life. Then I saw a burst of electric sparks flashing at Rabel's wound, and the high temperature generated by the lightning directly sealed the wound, preventing it from continuing to bleed. Losing his arm, Rabel has no desire for revenge at all. After all, he couldn't beat Dong Shenyao when he was in good health, let alone now. Escape. Rabel made a decision in an instant, and then saw a flash of lightning under his feet, and he used the instant body technique to run towards the woods. Seeing that Rabel wants to escape from Dong Shenyao, why would he allow it? After all, Dong Shenyao has taken on the task and needs to destroy all the enemies, not to mention that Rabel is not weak, and if he kills it, he can get a lot of gods. Point. Dong Shenyao chased after him without saying a word. Rabel is indeed fast, but Dong Shenyao is even faster. As long as he steps on the ground, he can get the increase of the earth element and speed up. Therefore, it didn't take long for Dong Shenyao to approach Rabel. Damn, it's really haunted. Rabel knew that he couldn't run away, and now there was only one battle. I saw Rabel stop immediately, and then suddenly turned around and stabbed Dong Shenyao. Dong Shenyao didn't hide at all, and let Rabel's attack stab in his heart. At this time, he saw that Dong Shenyao's chest turned into mud, and Rabel's weapon stabbed in very easily. What? Raibu was shocked. He did not expect this to happen, but at this time, Dong Shenyao had already taken the opportunity to approach Raibu. Huh. The shadow-slashing knife slashed across his neck directly under Rabel's terrified gaze. PFF'd. Blood spurted several meters high, and Rabel's head was directly chopped off by Dong Shenyao. Phew, it's finally resolved. Seeing that Rabel's head was 2 points, he couldn't die any longer, Dong Shenyao heaved a long sigh of relief. After dealing with Rabel, Dong Shenyao didn't rest either, because he knew the battle wasn't over yet. When Dong Shenyao rushed back to the battlefield, he found that several people in Wano Castle were still fighting with several missing nin. Through Byakugan, Dong Shenyao discovered that there were only 3 missing nin still alive at this time, and it happened that the 3 of Wano City were dealing with one of them. 7 missing nins were killed by a sneak attack before, and then Rabel was beheaded by Ta Shenyao, and another ninja was killed by Yunojo before Ta Shenyao came back. The 3 of Wano City have been together for a long time, and they cooperated tacitly, so although it was 3 against 4 before, the 3 of Wano City had the upper hand, and even killed a missing nin. At this time, in the 3-on-3 situation, the 3 of Wano Castle were more relaxed. But Dong Shenyao didn't mean to stand idly by. After all, these missing nins were all gods in his eyes. Doden, Earth-style, dungeon as a prison. Boom. The earth shook, and then a rock Jinchuriki column rose up around the 3 missing nin, and soon these Jinchuriki column gathered together in the sky, like a big bowl, clasping the 3 missing nin in it. Doden, Earth-style, Earth-thorn combo. Dong Shenyao's second skill was also activated, and he saw countless earth thorns rising from the ground in the dungeon. At this time, the 3 missing nin did not give up, but each used different skills to resist the soil thorn. Kaden, Fire style, Great Fireball Jutsu. Raiden, Thunder style, False Darkness. Taiju, Great Whirlwind. Boom. Ninjutsu and Taijutsu came out together, and the large earth thorns were smashed, and even the dungeon became tattered, but this successfully contained the 3 missing nin and gave Wano Castle a chance. Kaden, Fire style, Dragon Fire Bullet. Sweden, Water style, Water Dragon Bullet Art. The monstrous flames and water dragons are intertwined, and a white mist suddenly rises. These are all water vapors formed at high temperatures. The temperature is extremely high and has a lot of lethality. Doden, Earth style, Shenglongba. Dong Shenyao is also not to be outdone. The only one who is idle is Ikki Maeda. He is a taijutsu ninja and is not very good at ninjutsu, so now he can only watch. Boom! Explosion sounded, and the bodies of the 3 missing nin were covered by smoke, making it impossible to see what was inside, but this could not stop Dong Shenyao. Through the smoke, he saw that 2 of the missing nin died directly, and the remaining one was still alive, but it was also dying. Smoke dissipated soon, and 3 missing nins were seen lying in the rubble, and even 1 missing nin's body had become mutilated. Whoosh! A kunai flew out and pierced directly into the dying missing nin. Suddenly, the already fainted missing nin died. That's not bad. Dong Shenyao snickered in his heart, and she threw it out and picked up a head in vain. Then Maeda Ikki stepped forward to check and confirmed that all 3 were dead. Yao, how is your situation there? Wano City asked. The missing nin who escaped before has been dealt with by me. Very well, it seems that the battle is over, and you can take a good rest. Wano City said a little tiredly. They didn't rest until they waited for the enemy to come. After simply cleaning the battlefield, the 4 of them left here directly. As for Hasegawa Kazuhiko and the others, they had already moved, and they were all hiding in the woods hundreds of meters away. Seeing that Dong Shenyao and the others returned safely, Zheng Yan hurriedly greeted them. How is it? Zheng Yan asked with concern. Of course, he was not concerned about the safety of Dong Shenyao and the others, but about the outcome. It's all settled, there will be no enemies coming for the time being, Wano City replied. Huh, that's good. Zheng Yan let out a long sigh of relief. How is your Highness Kazuhiko now? Wano Castle asked. His Royal Highness is fine, but the sound of the previous explosion made His Highness a little scared. Zheng Yan replied. It's fine, it's getting late, let His Highness rest early, we'll be on the road tomorrow. Wano City instructed. Well, I know. After the explanation, Dong Shenyao and the others went back to rest. As for the vigil, it was naturally done by Kimura Fumino and the others. Soon the sun will rise and a new day will begin. After breakfast, the group set off on the road again. At the current speed, they could reach the capital this afternoon. However, just before noon, the team encountered an attack again, but unlike before, this time they were only attacked by some samurai, and there were no ninjas, so it was quickly resolved, and even Dong Shenyao did not take action. Kimura Fumino and Kudo Shun both killed the attacking samurai. Finally, at dusk, the group entered the capital safely. Chapter 142 Gift. Due to the attack of the samurai before, Dong Shenyao and the others arrived at the capital later, and it was already dusk when they entered the city. And at the moment of entering the city, Dong Shenyao found that the task he took to escort Kazuhiko Hasegawa was completed. With 1,000 conjuring points in hand, a smile appeared on the corner of Dong Shenyao's mouth unconsciously. Counting the 1,000 god-making points, Dong Shenyao has already obtained more than 3,000 god-making points along the way. Among them, more than 2,000 were given by those missing nin. Missing nin who died at the hands of Dong Shenyao had 2 chunin and 2 special jonin. After getting more than 3,000 god-building points all at once, Dong Shenyao was still very satisfied. It seems that this escort mission is not bad. Although it is troublesome, the rewards are also very rich. Dong Shenyao thought to himself. After the group entered the city, and in order to listen, they directly entered the mansion of the Fire Country Daimyo. Konoha ninjas, your mission has been completed, thank you for your protection along the way. Zheng Yan said to Wano Castle. General Zheng Yan is very polite. It's getting late, everyone, you should stay in the Daiming Mansion for one night today, and go on the road tomorrow morning. This was invited by Kazuhiko Hasegawa. That's fine, I'm just disturbing. Wano City didn't refuse. After all, it was about to get dark, and if they left, they wouldn't be able to make their way today. Zheng Yan, please arrange accommodation for several Konoha ninjas. Hasegawa Kazuhiko ordered. It's your highness. Come with me, Zheng Yan said to Wano Castle and the others. Your highness, I want to tell you something. Dong Shenyao said after hesitating for a while. Hearing Dong Shenyao's words, Zheng Yan and the others stopped. Oh, your name is Ta Shenyao, do you have anything to do with me? Kazuhiko Hasegawa looked at Tashinyao curiously. His Royal Highness is not a place to talk, you can find a quiet place. Dong Shenyao looked around and said with some embarrassment. All right. Hasegawa Kazuhiko agreed without hesitation. Although Hasegawa Kazuhiko is young, as the eldest son of a daimyo, his mind is very mature, so seeing Dong Shenyao being so cautious at this time, he knows that he may have something very important to tell him. Your Highness. Zheng Yan was a little worried. Zheng Yan is fine, you will entertain the other Konoha ninjas first, and I'll come when I go. After speaking, His Highness Kazuhiko walked aside with Dong Shenyao. Soon the two came to a corner where no one was there. Dong Shenyao, I don't know what you want to say to me. His Royal Highness, I learned some information when I interrogated those missing nins. I think this information should be useful to you, Your Highness. Oh, what information? Kazuhiko Hasegawa asked with interest. I got information that those missing nins were hired by a man named Rana Hasegawa. What? Hasegawa Kazuhiko looked at Dong Shenyao with a shocked expression. As for his reaction, Dong Shenyao had long expected. Although he didn't know who this Hasegawa Rana was, it could be seen from the two people's same surnames that they were obviously relatives. I didn't expect it to be him. After a while, Hasegawa Kazuhiko recovered and said with a bitter expression. His Highness Kazuhiko, although I don't know who that Hasegawa Rana is, he should have something to do with you. I hope Your Highness will be careful in the future. After speaking, Dong Shenyao turned around and was about to leave. East Shenyao, wait a minute. Kazuhiko suddenly stopped East Shenyao. Is there anything else, Your Highness? Ta Shenyao, thank you for your information. It's true that Rana Hasegawa is my younger brother. The two of us have always had a good relationship. I didn't expect him to do such a thing. If it wasn't for your information, I'm afraid I would never have thought that it was him. Dong Shenyao, I remember your kindness, I will definitely receive a satisfactory gift from you. Having said that, Hasegawa Kazuhiko bowed to Dong Shenyao and gave a big gift. Your Highness doesn't have to do this. You are my employer. Since I got this kind of information, of course I will tell you. Well, I'll take my leave. After speaking, Dong Shenyao turned around and was about to leave. Ding! Release the system task. Help Kazuhiko Hasegawa to become the daimyo of the Country of Fire. The task level is A, and the task rewards 6,000 god-making points. What? Just when Dong Shenyao was about to leave, the sound of the system suddenly came, and a mission was actually released. It turned out to be such a task. At this time, Dong Shenyao was a little confused. Originally, he was unwilling to intervene in this kind of power struggle. He reminded Hasegawa Kazuhiko just because he liked him. After all, Hasegawa Kazuhiko had a good attitude towards them Konoha ninjas along the way. I just didn't expect that the system would release this kind of task now, and the reward is very generous. Hey, it seems that I have to intervene. Helpless, Dong Shenyao couldn't stand the temptation of creating a god. He could only choose to take over the task. After accepting the mission, Dong Shenyao turned around again. His Royal Highness, if there is anything you need me to do in the future, you can send someone to Konoha village to find me. Needless to say, Ta Shenyao believed that Hasegawa Kazuhiko would understand what he meant. Thank you Dong Shenyao. Kazuhiko Hasegawa shouted at the figure of Dong Shenyao leaving. Hearing this, a smile appeared on the corner of Dong Shenyao's mouth. When Dong Shenyao returned to the place where the team stayed before, he found that the people had disappeared, and only one guard remained here. Master Dong Shenyao, the other ninja masters have already left with Master Zheng Yan. The villain will take you there. Well, please excuse me. In this way, under the leadership of the guards, Ta Shenyao found Wano Castle. Wano Castle and the others didn't ask Dong Shenyao what was going on with Hasegawa Kazuhiko. Sorry for keeping you all waiting. Dong Shenyao said apologetically. It's okay, Yao, you just came back. The food has just been delivered, come and eat. Wano City greeted. 2.8 meal. Several people were very full. After the meal, it was already night. They didn't do anything else. They all went back to the room that Zheng Yan arranged for them to rest. It's just that not long after Dong Shenyao returned to the house, Zheng Yan actually found him. What's wrong with General Zheng Yan? East Shenyao, this is a gift from His Highness Kazuhiko. Saying that, Zheng Yan handed a box in his hand to East Shenyao. Dong Shenyao was stunned for a moment, then smiled. General Zheng Yan, thank your Highness Heian for me. I see. Seeing that Dong Shenyao accepted the gift, Zheng Yan didn't stay for long and left. After Zheng Yan left, Dong Shenyao opened the box with curious eyes. Huh, Kazuhiko really worked hard to win me over. Dong Shenyao was a little surprised when he saw what was in the box. Chapter 143 Tsunade Who Likes to Gamble. Early the next morning, after breakfast, Dong Shenyao and others left the Daming mansion after saying goodbye to Hasegawa Kazuhiko. Then, instead of wandering around the capital, we headed back to Konoha village. Walking on the road, Tashinyao couldn't help thinking of the gift Hasegawa Kazuhiko gave him yesterday. He didn't expect that Hasegawa Kazuhiko would give him a ginseng plant, and it was a ginseng that was 500 years old. Although the country of fire is rich in products, and because it has a large number of virgin forests, there are many medicines and ginseng in the country of fire, but those that can reach 500 years are still treasures. This Hasegawa Kazuhiko is very generous. In order to win me over, he even gave such a precious gift, but it seems that if he can become a famous name, it would be good. At that time, by virtue of my relationship with him, I can get some more cherished medicinal materials. Dong Shenyao thought to himself. Although there is very little about the application of medicinal materials in the original work, after coming to this world, Dong Shenyao found that the consumption of medicinal materials by ninjas is very large. A ninja has been inseparable from medicinal herbs from the day he started to practice, because ninja practice is very difficult and often leaves dark wounds, which requires the use of 15 medicines to condition the body. And ninjas are inevitably injured in battle. At this time, in addition to the need for medical ninjutsu assistance, sometimes it is necessary to cooperate with some medicinal materials for treatment. In addition, some big families will use medicinal baths to temper their bodies when they are very young and enhance their potential. This is another reason why people from big families are often stronger than civilian ninjas. The baptism of the bath will enhance your physique, and you will get twice the result with half the effort when you practice in the future. Just like when Dong Shenyao was young, his parents gave him a medicinal bath. Although the population of Dong Shenyao is small, and now there is only one person left, it is also a ninja family, and the inheritance for a long time, Dongshen's family was not short of money, so Dong Shenyao's parents certainly would not have wronged their only son. It is precisely because of the good foundation and the improved physique of Yi Jinjing that Dong Shenyao can start to practice at a very young age, and thus has such a powerful strength. 500 years of ginseng is very precious. Dong Shenyao's current strength is not enough, but he can use it when his strength is stronger, and then his strength can grow faster. Because this ginseng is too precious, Dong Shenyao didn't even tell Yunojo and the others. After all, people are separated from each other. After all, Dong Shenyao and Yunojo have not known each other for a long time, and they don't know much about their character or anything. Who knows if they will do anything bad? Several people did not rest along the way, but stopped at noon to eat some dry food. After traveling at such full speed, we finally returned to Konoha village near dusk. Senju Tobarama to hand in the quest without taking a break. After getting the quest reward, they went back to their respective homes and looked for their respective mothers. Back at home, Dong Shenyao took a rest, and after having dinner, he began to practice. Tsunade, who learned from his grandfather that Dong Shenyao was back, came to the door again, which disappointed Dong Shenyao, who had planned to sleep late. Tsunade, I just came back from a mission yesterday, can you let me get a good night's sleep? Dong Shenyao complained. Hearing Dong Shenyao say this, Tsunade was also a little embarrassed, sticking out his tongue in embarrassment. I'm sorry, it wasn't intentional, it was because I was a little excited when I knew you were back. Seeing Tsunade's twisted look, Dong Shenyao suddenly lost sleep and stared at Tsunade with wide eyes. You are really Tsunade. Didn't others use the transformation technique to change it? What do you mean? Tsunade glared at Tashinyao with some dissatisfaction. No, I just feel that you are very gentle today. It doesn't look like your character Tsunade. Why, wasn't I gentle before? Said, Tsunade stomped on Dong Shenyao directly. Really, you actually said that? Tsunade was very aggrieved at this time, but she specifically asked her mother, knowing that boys like gentle women, she changed it deliberately, who knew that Dong Shenyao would react this way. Ah, it hurts. Dong Shenyao screamed, and at the same time hurriedly sat on the ground and rubbed his feet. Tsunade just now was not light. Are you all right? Tsunade regretted seeing Tashinyao in pain. It's fine, but Tsunade, you don't have to be gentle, just be yourself. Dong Shenyao advised. I see, but do you prefer gentle women? Tsunade asked nervously. Dong Shenyao was speechless. He really wanted to ask Tsunade if you were really only 4 years old. A 4-year-old girl would care about this. Although most Tsunade men like gentle women, the most important thing for two people when they are together is how they feel about each other. That is, whether they like each other. If they really love each other, then even if the woman is not very gentle, it doesn't matter. Oh, Tsunade nodded in understanding. Although she didn't understand Dong Shenyao's words very well, she understood one thing, that is, as long as there is love, everything is not a problem. Shaking his head and no longer thinking about these esoteric questions, 743 Tsunade pulled Dong Shenyao and said, It's getting late, let's go have breakfast and practice. Got it. Just like that, after taking a shower, Dong Shenyao left the house with little Tsunade. In the blink of an eye, the morning passed. After a morning of training, Dong Shenyao and the two were a little tired, and at this time it was lunchtime. Seeing this, Dong Shenyao brought Tsunade to lunch. Tsunade, what do you want to eat today? I want meatballs, Tsunade said after thinking about it. Good. Having said that, Dong Shenyao is going to take Tsunade to the meatball shop. It's just that Tsunade stopped suddenly when the two were passing by a casino. What happened to Tsunade? Dong Shenyao didn't respond for a while. Yao, I want to go in and play. Tsunade pointed at the casino. Ah, this. Dong Shenyao broke out in a cold sweat, because at this time he thought that Tsunade in the original book was very addicted to gambling. But this is not important. The most important thing is that Tsunade's luck is very bad, or very poor. It can be said that every gamble will lose. That Tsunade, let's eat first. Dong Shenyao cursed the first Hokage Senju Hashirama in his heart at this time. You taught Tsunade what was wrong, why did you have to teach her to gamble? Chapter 144 The Way to Make Money. Under Tashinyao's persuasion, and because he was really hungry, Tsunade reluctantly followed Tashinyao and left. However, she made a condition that she must take her to the casino after eating. Originally, Dong Shenyao didn't want to agree, but Tsunade wouldn't leave if he didn't agree, so Dong Shenyao could only use the strategy of slowing down and agreeing temporarily. As for the rest, we'll talk about it after dinner. After a meal, the two were very full. After coming out of the ball store, Dong Shenyao thought that Tsunade had forgotten about gambling, and when he was about to take her back to continue practicing, who knew that Tsunade stopped directly. Yao, you just said you were going to take me to the casino. You're not going to talk and don't count, right? My mother said that the person who doesn't talk is a puppy. Tsunade said with a serious face. Tsunade, why can't I say anything? Come on, I'll take you there now. Dong Shenyao knew that he couldn't escape today's disaster. He just hoped that Tsunade wouldn't lose all his family property. Seeing that Tashinyao agreed, Tsunade hurriedly dragged Tashinyao towards the casino with an excited look on his face. Tsunade seemed to be familiar with the casino in Konoha village, and not long after, he took Dong Shenyao outside a casino, and Dong Shenyao found out that this casino was not the one they had encountered before. Tsunade doesn't go to the casino often now. Dong Shenyao thought in shock. Soon Dong Shenyao and the two entered the casino, but when they entered the casino, Dong Shenyao was shocked again. Yeah, isn't this Tsunade? Welcome, what are you going to play this time? I saw a staff member of the casino walked over enthusiastically after seeing Tsunade. I didn't expect Tsunade to come to the casino so often at such a young age. Even the people in the casino knew her. At this time, Dong Shenyao was very speechless. I'm going to play dice, Tsunade said with a familiar look. Okay, Tsunade, come with me. Said, the staff member brought Tsunade to a gaming table. Since Tsunade is relatively short now, the staff also specially prepared a chair for Tsunade. After sitting down, the dealer was just rolling the dice. Please place your bets. At the beginning of the game, Tsunade took out a stack of bills directly from his pocket and put it on it. I'm overwhelmed, Tsunade shouted with great momentum. Press and leave. Open. 1, 2, 3 or 6 o'clock. I lost, really, Tsunade underestimated in a low voice. At this time, Dong Shenyao was standing behind Tsunade, but he was thinking about whether he wanted to press him, because from the point of view of Tsunade's gambling luck, he didn't even need to cheat, as long as he pressed the opposite of her. And just when Dong Shenyao was thinking about things, another round ended. As in the previous hand, Tsunade lost again, and soon the third set began. Please place your bets. This time, Dong Shenyao didn't hesitate any longer, and quickly took out some of his money. During this period of time, Dong Shenyao had earned a lot of money by doing tasks, and with what his parents left behind, Dong Shenyao still had a small fortune. Soon Dong Shenyao saw that Tsunade was pressing down on the small, and seeing that Dong Shenyao was pressing the big one without hesitation. Yao, what do you mean? Don't you believe me? If you believe me, then you will win. Tsunade looked at Dong Shenyao with some dissatisfaction. It's weird to win if I believe you, Dong Shenyao complained in his heart, but of course he couldn't say it. Tsunade, I just know that you will definitely win, so I won't play with you. After all, if we win together, what if we lose the casino? Well, you're right, if the casino doesn't have money, it won't open, and there will be nowhere to gamble in the future. Tsunade actually believed what Dong Shenyao said. At this time, Dong Shenyao wanted to ask, where did your confidence come from? Just as the two were talking, the dealer had already opened the lid. 2, 2, 2, the leopard dealer takes it all. The dealer shouted directly. At this time, Dong Shenyao was dumbfounded. He didn't expect to shake out a leopard. Could it be that my luck is the same as Tsunade's? Ta Shenyao was speechless. No, my luck has always been good. Tsunade must have affected me, that's right. Dong Shenyao comforted himself. It's abominable that a leopard appeared. Tsunade cursed in a low voice. Dong Shenyao was of course unwilling to lose a lot of money, but he knew that if he really continued to gamble like this, he and Tsunade would have to export the money. There is no other way, it seems that it can only be cheating. Soon the dealer rolled the dice again. Yo, listen to me this time, just press it up. After saying that, Tsunade put the money in his hand directly. Didn't listen to Tsunade, but opened Byakugan. 4, 4, 4, it's actually a leopard again. Dong Shenyao was a little surprised, but of course he wouldn't let such a good opportunity pass. You must know that the odds of the leopard are 18 times. As long as you win this time, not only can you pay back, but also can have a large surplus. Immediately, Dong Shenyao took out all the money he had with him, a total of 10,000 taels, and directly pressed it on the leopard. Yao, what are you doing? The probability of leopards appearing is very low. The last one just came out with leopards, so it's impossible for them to be leopards this time. Tsunade analyzed with an, I'm an expert, look. It's okay, just have fun. Dong Shenyao smiled very relaxedly. Soon the lid was opened, and the number of 3 dice was displayed. Ah! When everyone saw the points inside, they were all stunned. It turned out to be a leopard again. This kid actually beat the leopard, and this time he made a lot of money. Someone looked at Dongshin with envy and said, "Yo, you've been caught." Tsunade was also a little surprised, and at the same time a little envious. She had never won after betting so many times. Hee, it's just good luck. Dong Shenyao smiled embarrassedly. 18 times the odds, although the odds are not small, but Dong Shenyao only bet 10,000, so the casino only needs to give him 180,000 with the principal and interest, which is nothing to the casino. After putting away the money, Dong Shenyao waited for the start of the next round. In this way, Dong Shenyao and Tsunade gambled in the casino. However, in just 10 minutes, Tsunade had already lost all the money he brought, but looking at Dong Shenyao, there was a thick pile of money in front of him. Won. This is because Tsunade has borrowed a lot, otherwise it will only be more. At this time, Dong Shenyao has also attracted the attention of the casino. Boss, there is a ninja outside who has won more than 3 million. What do you think will happen next? Chapter 145 Big Gamble Part 1. Looking at the millions of banknotes piled up in front of him, even Dong Shenyao was somewhat affected. Gambling to make money is fast. Even if you work hard to complete an S-rank mission, you don't have to have so much. Dong Shenyao thought to himself. At the same time, Dong Shenyao is also glad that what he pursues is not money, but strength, otherwise, I am afraid that he will give up the ninja path and become a gambler instead. Of course, Dong Shenyao also knew that this was himself, and it was impossible for anyone else to win so much money so easily. Ordinary people's gambling is basically 9 out of 10 bets, otherwise, how can other casinos make money? Although ninjas know ninjutsu, other people's casinos are also guarded. Dong Shenyao has seen some ninjas sitting in the casinos. These ninjas are to avoid ninjas who participate in gambling games using ninjutsu to gamble. But unfortunately, Dong Shenyao uses Byakugan, which can directly see through the dice cup and the number of the dice, and he does not behave abnormally when using Byakugan like the people of the Hyuga family, so the ninja sitting in the casino it would be impossible to see how Dong Shenyao cheated. But at this time, Dong Shenyao's performance has attracted the attention of the casino owner. Knowing that someone had won more than 3 million taels in the casino owner couldn't sit still. Although the casino makes money, it can make a maximum of 1 million taels a day, and sometimes even less. Now that Dong Shenyao has won so much all of a sudden, the casino owner feels distressed. How did he cheat? The casino owner asked expectantly. Although Dong Shenyao won a lot of money, which made the casino owner feel distressed, but if Dong Shenyao didn't cheat, there was nothing he could do, because this is Konoha village, a place with rules. If he dared to do something to Dong Shenyao, then Konoha the village will not let him go. So the only hope of the casino owner now is that Dong Shenyao breaks the rules first. Boss, the ninja in the town said that the man didn't cheat. It turned out to be so. The casino owner was disappointed. No, I can't let him continue to win, or my casino will go bankrupt. Thinking of this, the casino owner hurriedly walked out. As soon as he came out, the casino owner saw Dong Shenyao at a glance. It was not how conspicuous Dong Shenyao was, but because Dong Shenyao won too much money and attracted the attention of other guests in the casino, so the casino owner only saw it at a glance. To Dong Shenyao. At this time, Dong Shenyao made a few more bets, and the banknotes in front of him had reached 4 million taels. Just when he was about to continue gambling, he saw a middle-aged man walking over. How do you know your little brother's name? The casino owner asked Dong Shenyao with a smile on his face. My name is Dong Shenyao, who are you? I'm the boss here. Little brother, you see that your poison skills are so good, but the money to bet here is too small. Why don't we bet big? What do you think? The casino owner directly took a small picture of Dong Shenyao, a horse. Dong Shenyao was a little hesitant at this time, wondering if he should continue to gamble. He knew that the casino owner was looking for a master. Just when Dong Shenyao was thinking about it, Tsunade said, Yao, please promise him, we will win some more money. Tsunade spoke, and the casino owner noticed her. Ah, it turned out to be Tsunadeheim. I don't know that you are here. At this time, the casino owner seemed to have seen his ancestors, with a smile on his face. Tsunade is Hokage's granddaughter, a genuine little princess of Konoha village. One sentence can make him unable to open the casino. Of course, the boss wants to please Tsunade. At the same time, he was also thinking about the identity of Dong Shenyao. After all, he was able to be with Tsunade, and it seemed that the relationship between the two was extraordinary. Obviously, the identity was not simple. It seems that the 4 million taels will not come back, but I will save money and avoid disasters. I just hope that this young man named Dong Shenyao will not come back in the future. The casino owner thought to himself. Okay, since you said that, Tsunade, let's go for the big bet. Dong Shenyao agreed directly, because he came to the casino this time to accompany Tsunade, as long as Tsunade had fun. Great, Tsunade cheered directly upon hearing this. Ni, please come with me. Seeing that the two agreed, the casino owner hurriedly invited them into the private room. Unlike the noisy environment outside, the interior of the private room is elegantly decorated, and there is a good smell. I don't know what the little brother is going to bet on. The casino owner asked after the three sat down. I'm good at dice, so let's continue to play dice. Dong Shenyao has never been exposed to gambling before, and he is not good at other gambling methods, so he directly chooses the simplest dice. That's good, but there is no dealer now, so it's a bit inappropriate to bet big or small. Let's compare the size of the dice. Whoever rolls the most points wins. No problem. Although Dong Shenyao couldn't roll the dice, he directly agreed. Yao, why don't you lend me some money? Tsunade became anxious when he saw that the two were about to bet. Okay, these are for you, lose as you like. Of course Dong Shenyao would not refuse, and he directly and generously handed over half of the money in front of him to Tsunade. Looking at the stack of bills in front of him, Tsunade was happy, so he didn't care that Shenyao looked down on her. Soon the casino owner asked someone to bring 3 sets of dice and dice cups, one for each person. There is no need to start, the 3 of them started to shake one after another when they were ready. Dong Shenyao didn't know much about gambling, but he didn't care, because he could see through the points in the dice cup, so he stopped every time he shook it and looked at the points. The casino owner felt strange about Dong Shenyao's strange shaking method, and immediately looked at the person who had been standing behind him. This person is a ninja invited by the casino owner. His strength is not strong, but his perception ability is very strong. Once someone uses ninjutsu, he can find out. Unfortunately, although Tashinya consumes chakra when using Byakugan, these chakras will not spill out, and the ninja's perception ability cannot be found. The boss is fine. Hearing this, the casino owner breathed a sigh of relief and stopped taking care of Dong Shenyao. Compared with Dong Shenyao's dice rolling action, it was too amateur. Soon both the casino owner and Tsunade stopped, and only Tashinya was still shaking. Yao, haven't you shaken yet? Hurry up, Tsunade said impatiently. I know, that's fine. Said, Dong Shenyao actually put down the dice cup. At this point, he had already seen the points of both Tsunade, so he just had to roll a higher number than them. Chapter 146 Gamble Below. At this time, the 3 of Dong Shenyao had already put down their dice cups, and the 3 of them looked at each other. I bet 1 million, I wonder if Ni will follow. The casino owner looked at Dong Shenyao and asked. It's only 1 million, of course I'll follow. Tsunade said very boldly. It's not your own money, of course you don't care. Dong Shenyao thought to himself, but noticed that both Tsunade were looking at him. He knew that it was time for him to choose. I follow. Since you haven't given up, then I am the host and you are the guests, so let me open the dice cup first. With that, the casino owner lifted the lid directly. 5, 5, 5, a total of 15 points. The owner of the casino looked smug when he saw the number in the dice cup. This was deliberately shaken out. I'm coming. Speak, Tsunade opened the dice cup. 1, 1, 1. Are you kidding me? Dong Shenyao was a little stunned. Although he had already experienced Tsunade, gambling luck, he was still a little shocked when he saw Tsunade shake out an almost smallest number. As expected of Tsunade, the casino owner also widened his eyes, and at this time he also thought of the rumors about Tsunade. It is said that Tsunade has never won gambling. Well, I did it on purpose. Yadu has already won so much money, I just want to help him lose some. Although Tsunade felt a little embarrassed, she would not admit it. Tsunade, you are Tsunade again. Dong Shenyao complained in his heart. Beautiful to you, hurry up. Tsunade urged impatiently. Damn, you are so embarrassed, can't you be quicker, and then you should end this game quickly. At this time, Tsunade wished he could open the dice cup for Dong Shenyao. Dong Shenyao didn't speak, just opened the dice cup very calmly. Soon the points of the 3 dice appeared, and when Tsunade and the 2 saw the points of Dong Shenyao, their mouths widened. 5, 5, 6. Yeah, you really won again. Tsunade cheered directly. On the other hand, the casino owner's face was blue, but he was only a little short, and that was what made him lose $1 million. Damn, he must be just lucky. That's right, good luck. Seeing the ninja behind him, he didn't say anything. The casino owner knew that Dong Shenyao didn't cheat, but just watched Dong Shenyao's very amateur dice rolling. The casino owner knew that the reason why Dong Shenyao was able to roll out this point should be entirely by luck. This casino owner also understands that unless they are real gambling masters, most people rely on luck to gamble, and once luck comes, God can't stop it. Come again. After the casino owner handed over $1 million to Dong Shenyao, he didn't ask if they were still playing or not, he just put on the dice and shook it. Seeing this, Dong Shenyao didn't say anything. Since someone wanted to give him money, he certainly wouldn't refuse. Soon the 3 of them were shaken again. Just like before, Dong Shenyao was still shaking. In fact, he was also a little helpless. It was a little embarrassing to be looked at by Tsunade's strange eyes, but in order to win money, he could only bite the bullet and continue like this. After shaking, Tsunade opened the dice cup first. I don't believe that my luck is really that bad. Tsunade said these words with great momentum while opening it. 5, 5, 6. Wow, not bad, Tsunade, you rocked so big this time, just like I did last time. Ta Xinyao praised. That's right, I'm serious this time, I'm sure to win this game. Tsunade was also a little proud, and he could finally win once. The casino owner seemed relatively calm, and opened the dice cup directly. 5, 6, 6. Ah. After seeing the casino owner's points, Tsunade couldn't help wailing. She was in the same mood as the previous casino owner, and she almost lost. And as long as you lose, it makes no difference whether it is 5, 5, 6 or 1, 1, 1. I am sorry Tsunade. The casino owner's face finally returned to a smile. He didn't think Dong Shenyao could win against him. This time he also tried his best. He originally planned to roll out 3 sixes, but it was obvious that his skill was not enough. Yao, you must win. Tsunade cheered. This Tsunade, I can only do my best. Dong Shenyao said helplessly, although he already knew the result, but he couldn't show it, otherwise what would he do if he was exposed? Slowly opening the dice cup, Tsunade looked even more nervous than Dong Shenyao, clenched his fists with both hands and bit his lip. Soon, the point of the 3 dice appeared. 6, 6, 6. Excellent. Tsunade cheered, then jumped up and threw himself on Ta Xinyao's body, and directly kissed Ta Xinyao on the cheek in excitement. But after the kiss, Tsunade came back to his senses, and quickly returned to his seat with a Yuhi face. I just kissed Dong Shenyao, that was my first kiss. Tsunade was shy, and Ta Xinyao was stunned. He didn't expect Tsunade to kiss himself. To be honest, this is the first time he has been kissed by a woman other than his relatives, although it is only on the cheek. Lose again. The casino owner was speechless, because Dong Shenyao was still a little more than him. God, are you playing with me? The casino owner was about to cry. Is the boss going to continue? Dong Shenyao, who had recovered, looked at the boss and asked. Continue with the wool. The casino owner knew that either Dong Shenyao had special gambling skills or that he was too lucky today, but no matter what it was, he couldn't continue gambling, or he would definitely lose. Thinking of this casino owner, he hurriedly cried and said, "This little brother, it's getting late, should you go home?" Dong Shenyao knew that this was because the casino owner did not want to continue gambling. Dong Shenyao didn't care much about this. Anyway, the money he won today was enough for him to spend for a long time. "Okay, let's go first. But I have to trouble the boss to help you pack the money." "No problem." Seeing that Dong Shenyao stopped gambling, the boss was overjoyed, and immediately called several subordinates to help Dong Shenyao with the money. Left the casino with 2 large boxes in one hand and Tsunade in the other. "Really, you've won so much, but people haven't had enough fun. What are you doing so early?" Tsunade pouted. "Okay, it's time for us to practice, we can't keep thinking about playing," Dong Shenyao said righteously. "Okay." Tsunade didn't bother this time because he had already played it before. Chapter 147 2 months. Since they spent some time in the casino, Dong Shenyao and the two had practiced for a while before it was time for dinner. Seeing this, Dong Shenyao could only send Tsunade back. "Tsunade, this is for you." When bringing Tsunade to the door, Dong Shenyao handed Tsunade a box in his hand. "Yao, what are you doing?" Tsunade was a little unclear, so he knew that this box contained 3 million taels, which was not a small amount for Tsunade. "The money was won by the two of us together, and of course it's going to give you half of it." "But I've been losing money all the time." Tsunade looked a little embarrassed at this. "It's alright, I wouldn't have won so much money if you hadn't taken me to the casino." "Tsunade, don't you like to gamble? These are my money to support you. Since you insist on giving it to me, I'll take it. Don't worry, I'll pay you back when I win." After speaking, Tsunade quickly took the box with a look of joy. It wasn't that Tsunade liked money, but that she could gamble because she had money. Although she is a little princess in Konoha village, she doesn't have a lot of pocket money. Today, she has lost all the pocket money she has saved for a month. She was still worried about where to get money to gamble in the future. 3 million is enough for her to lose. No, she should have been playing for a while. Dong Shenyao knew that Tsunade was Tsunade again. As for Tsunade's winning money, Dong Shenyao just pretended that he hadn't heard it. It was difficult for Tsunade to win money. Watching Tsunade enter the house, Dong Shenyao turned around and went home. Time is like water. The sun and the moon are like shuttles, and time passes by 10:10. Although the daily life of Dong Shenyao is simple, it is very fulfilling. Because he wants to practice the 8 inner gates and develop some new skills at the same time, Dong Shenyao has not taken any tasks during this time. He practiced with Tsunade every day, and went to the casino with Tsunade from time to time. Of course, the casinos they go to are different each time. After all, they will win a lot of money every time they go to Dong Shenyao, so that the casino owners know him, and it will be difficult to win money next time they go. But even so, after a month, Dong Shenyao found that he couldn't continue gambling, because he and Tsunade had already visited all the casinos, and each Dong Shenyao would win at least 3 or 4 million. Some can even win 7 or 8 million. Seeing that Dong Shenyao is so powerful, how can those casinos let Dong Shenyao continue to gamble? Now, as soon as he enters the casino, the boss will invite him to drink tea, and then give him some money to ask him not to gamble again. Such a commotion made Dong Shenyao embarrassed to go again. In the blink of an eye, it has been 2 months since Dong Shenyao escorted the son of the Kingdom of Fire. During this time, Dong Shenyao's strength has also improved a lot under the frenzied training. Although the quality of chakra still does not reach the Jonin level, but the number of chakras has reached the Jonin level. At the same time, Dong Shenyao has also developed some powerful skills. At this time, Dong Shenyao is confident that if he encounters Fuyuki again, the fight will never be as difficult as last time. This day, Ta Shenyao was woken up by Tsunade as usual, but when he was having breakfast with Tsunade, he suddenly got a message from Tsunade. Yao, my second grandfather is looking for you. Huh, what does Grandpa Hokage want me to do? Dong Shenyao was a little strange, but he knew that Senju Tobarama was very busy every day, and if he was okay, he would not come to him. I don't know either, but he asked me to inform you when I left the house this morning, Tsunade said as he ate. Well, Tsunade looks like you're going to school today. For Tsunade to practice with Dong Shenyao, Senju Tobarama and the others acquiesced, because in just 2 months, Tsunade's strength has grown by leaps and bounds, and his cultivation has reached the genin level. What he lacks is only practical experience. Reaching genin at the age of 4 is considered a rare genius in Konoha village. When he graduates at the age of 6, he can at least reach the elite genin, and even chunin is not impossible. Since the effect of training with Dong Shenyao is so good, Senju Tobarama and the others will of course not object, but they also set a rule for Tsunade, that is, when practicing with Dong Shenyao, there is indeed no need to go to the ninja school, but if Dong Shenyao is trained if Yo had something to do, Tsunade had to go to the ninja school. Has not accepted assignments for the past 2 months is also for this reason. Tsunade doesn't want to go to school, and wants to spend more time with Ta Shenyao, so he begged him not to do assignments. Dong Shenyao was also used to practicing with Tsunade every day. In addition, he had made a lot of money by gambling during this time. Therefore, Dong Shenyao never accepted the mission. But today, Senju Tobarama looked for him, and Tsunade had no choice. After having breakfast with Tobarama, he was sent to the ninja school obediently by Tobarama. Tsunade, why haven't you been to the ninja school for a long time? Just after saying goodbye to Dong Shenyao, a child with white hair suddenly ran over, looking at Tsunade and asked curiously. Tail of the crane, can't I just come to the school, why don't I have to report to you? Tsunade said dissatisfiedly, glaring at the white-haired child. No, that's not what I meant, I don't care about you. The white-haired child quickly explained. HMPH, if you're smart, then I won't hit you. After saying that, Tsunade walked towards the classroom. That's Tsunade, who sent you here just now, why do I feel familiar? The white-haired boy asked behind Tsunade. His name is Dong Shenyao, he is a genius of Konoha, and he is also my master. Tsunade said with some pride. Ah, it's him. Hearing that, the white-haired boy couldn't help but exclaimed, not surprised by Dong Shenyao's identity, but also thought that he had met Dong Shenyao in 3.4. Hey, I didn't expect you to hear about my teacher at the end of the crane. Tsunade was quite proud at this time. Of course I have heard of it, and he is my benefactor. He saved me from a hateful Iwagakure at that time. The white-haired boy said gratefully. Well, I didn't expect Mr. Yao to save you, but the tail of the crane is the tail of the crane, and even Iwagakure can't beat it. Tsunade said with contempt. Tsunade, don't say that, I'm still young, of course I can't beat Iwagakure, that's a real ninja. The white-haired boy said aggrieved. You don't need to explain, because Teacher Yao told me that explanation is the behavior of the weak, and the strong do not need to explain, because the strong will prove everything with their fists. Tsunade said loudly. Chapter 148 Awards Ceremony. Dong Shenyao didn't know what happened at Tsunade, let alone the impact of his unintentional words. At this time, he had come to Hokage's office. As soon as he entered the office, Dong Shenyao found that there was another person here besides Senju Tobarama. Looking at it carefully, although it was just a back figure, he still recognized it. Mr. Chi, you're back. Dong Shenyao was a little surprised. Hearing the sound, Kei Uehara turned around involuntarily. You're here, Yao, and I just came back. Kei Uehara greeted. Didn't forget that Senju Tobarama came to him, so he looked at Senju Tobarama after saying hello to Kei Uehara. Grandpa Hokage, didn't you come here to see Teacher Chi? Of course not. Didn't I tell Yao before that when the Hills and Mountains defense line is rebuilt, you will be promoted to Special Jonin? Now that the Hills and Mountains defense lines have been rebuilt, and the people who previously guarded the 15th line of defense have also returned together, I'm going to hold a commendation meeting and announce that you are a special Jonin at the same time. Hearing what Senju Tobarama said, Dong Shenyao remembered that he was promoted to special Jonin. If it was someone else, Tenten would be concerned about this matter, but Dong Shenyao was different. Compared with his status, he cared more about his own strength, because as long as he had strength, he would naturally get the corresponding status. Therefore, knowing that he was going to be promoted, Dong Shenyao still seemed very calm. It's all up to you, Grandpa Hokage. Don't be arrogant or impetuous. Yaoyu is very good, keep it up. Okay, you can go back first. I will let Chiuhara tell you about the commendation conference. Understood. Seeing that he had nothing to do with him, Dong Shenyao didn't stay for long and left. A strong one. The white-haired boy was stunned when he heard Tsunade's words. Although he couldn't fully understand Tsunade's words due to his young age, he still understood something from it. That is, strength is the most important thing. That's right, I'm low now, so everyone looks down on me. I must work hard in the future to make everyone look up to me, so that they will agree with me, and Tsunade will look down on me. The white-haired boy was firm in his heart. Think. At the same time, because Tsunade spoke in a loud voice just now, another person heard it. It turns out that this is a strong man, and all strength speaks. This is a very strange child. The most striking thing is that he actually has a pair of snake pupils. Since Tsunade was away, Dong Shenyao could only practice alone. However, he knew that Kai Uehara would definitely come to him later, so Dong Shenyao went home early today. At dusk, Uehara took Kudo-shun and Kimura Fumino to find Tashinyao. Yao, let's have a meal together and have a good time together. Uehara greeted from outside the yard. Come on. After shouting, Dong Shenyao hurriedly ran out. Soon a few people came to a barbecue restaurant, and after ordering, they started chatting. Mr. Chi, have you been in the hills all this time? Dong Shenyao asked. Well, since I am a Doden Earth-style ninja, I have been helping to rebuild the defense line in the hills and mountains. Yao, what you did is too cruel, and directly destroyed the entire hills and valleys. You don't know this paragraph. How tired we are. Uehara Kai directly poured out the bitter water. And Dong Shenyao seemed a little embarrassed. At that time, they were patronizing and destroying the enemy, and they really forgot about the reconstruction in the future. However, if he did it all over again, Dong Shenyao would still do it. After all, the situation was urgent at the time, so he couldn't take care of other things. In this way, several people talked about their experiences during this period of time while eating. It took 4 or 5 hours for a meal to end. The three of Dong Shenyao couldn't drink because they were young, but Uehara Kai had no such concerns, and then got drunk directly, and the three of them sent him home. Then the three of Dong Shenyao separated and returned to their own homes. Is there a commendation meeting in 3 days? I didn't expect it to be so soon, and I will become a special Jonin in less than a year after graduation. Although I don't feel very cold about the title, I am quite happy to be promoted to Dong Shenyao. For the next few days, Dong Shenyao practiced with Tsunade as usual until the day of the commendation ceremony. Early in the morning, Dong Shenyao wore a more formal dress and put on a chunin vest, and then came to the Hokage building, where the commendation meeting was held. Although it was not yet 8 o'clock, there were already a lot of people gathered outside the Hokage building, including ninjas and ordinary villagers. 8 o'clock, Senju Tobarama appeared, accompanied by several senior Konoha officials. On the Hokage building, standing here just can see the situation below, and the people below can also see the people on the stage clearly. Cough cough. Senju Tobarama spoke when he saw everyone's attention. More than 2 months ago, you should have heard about the first battle of Hills and Hills. More than 1,500 ninjas from Sunagakur village attacked Hills and Hills. The ninjas on our Hills and Hills defense line fought them to the death and defended the hills with their lives. Shan persisted until the arrival of the 287th Army, but because of this, a large number of ninjas lost their precious lives. Speaking of this, Senju Tobarama's voice became deep. The people below were silent, each with a sad expression on their faces, and some of the more emotional people even shed tears. The ninjas who defend the hills are all heroes of our Konoha, and we should remember them. Now I declare that all the ninjas who died in the hills are buried in the Konoha Yingling Garden, and they will be respected by future generations, because they protect them with their lives. For our Konoha, protect the entire Fire Nation. Senju Tobarama's words are very infectious, although it is a sad thing, but it makes many people's blood boil. Being able to be admired and remembered by future generations is what many ninjas pursue. As expected of Hokage, Senju Tobarama said these few words. I am afraid that many ninjas will have the idea of dying in battle for Konoha. Dong Shenyao thought to himself. After a pause for everyone to digest, Senju Tobarama continued. The dead are heroes, but the living are also heroes. All the ninjas in the Battle of the Hills and Mountains are my Konoha heroes, especially a young one. The ninja, it was he who sent the information in advance, and exposed the enemy's conspiracy, and thus saved the hills. He is, Dong Shenyao. Chapter 149 Special Jonin. He is, Dong Shenyao. As Senju Tobarama's voice fell, a figure slowly walked out from behind, and soon came to Senju Tobarama's side. It was Tashinyao. Let's welcome Tashinyao, our hero of Konoha village, with a warm palm. As Senju Tobarama's voice sounded, everyone below immediately applauded. Although Dong Shenyao is young, many people below know him. Many people have watched the Chunin exam at the beginning, and they are also deeply impressed by Dong Shenyao as the champion. After half a minute, the applause disappeared, and Senju Tobarama continued. East Shinyao is young but has made a great contribution to the village. Not only did he send the information of Sunagaku's attack to the hills, but the hills were prepared in advance. And even discovered the conspiracy of Sunagaku village, and planned an ambush, annihilating hundreds of Sunagaku in one fell swoop, allowing the hills and mountains to be preserved. In view of the great contribution of Dong Shenyao to Konoha, I now announce that Dong Shenyao has officially become Konoha. The village's special Jonin. Quote. Dong Shenyao is great. Hero. East Shenyao I love you. Hearing Senju Tobarama's words, the people below suddenly cheered, shouting anything, and even a lot of little girls boldly showed their love to Dong Shenyao. I have to say that Dong Shenyao is still very attractive. Although he is only 6 years old, he is not much worse than a 10-year-old boy in terms of appearance. He is also very handsome, and he is very special at a young age. Jonin, it can be seen that the strength is strong, so many advantages are concentrated together. It is naturally welcomed by girls. Tsunade, who was with his parents, couldn't help pouting when he heard the shouts from all around him. It's so shameless, how can those girls do this? Tsunade looked angry. Of course she wouldn't say that she was jealous. Isn't it good for Tsunade? Yao is so popular, it shows that he is very good. Hearing Tsunade's words, the mother Haruko couldn't help laughing. No, those girls are shameless. Tsunade said angrily. Ha ha. The Haruko couple just smiled and didn't say anything about Tsunade's tantrum. As people who had been there, of course they could see what Tsunade was thinking, but the two still thought that Tsunade was too young now, and they didn't think Tsunade really liked Tashinyao, so they didn't take Tsunade's jealousy to heart. Looking at the cheers of the people below, Dong Shenyao suddenly realized that he was actually enjoying this feeling. It feels good to be looked up to, but next time I will be the real protagonist. Dong Shenyao secretly swore in his heart. Then Senju Tobarama brought a new special Jonin uniform and changed it for Tashinyao himself. In particular, Jonin's uniform is still a vest, and even the style is similar to Chunin's vest, but the color is darker, closer to Jonin's vest. Dong Shenyao was also a little helpless about this dark green vest. To tell the truth, Dong Shenyao really dislikes the style of this vest, but he is just an ordinary special Jonin now, and he is not qualified to be picky. Unless one day he has enough status, he can wear clothes at will. After the promotion ceremony, there was nothing to do with Dong Shenyao, and he silently retreated to the back. The commendation meeting did not end at this time, and it continued under the auspices of Senju Tobarama. Senju Tobarama praised several ninjas who had performed outstandingly in the hills and mountains, and then took everyone to the cemetery to personally mourn the ninjas who died in the hills and mountains. The commendation meeting did not end until near noon. After the end, Senju Yaya and his wife brought Tsunade to invite Dong Xinyao to their house for lunch, saying that it was to thank him for teaching Tsunade to practice, and also to celebrate Dong Xinyao becoming a special jonin. Dong Xinyao did not refuse this. However, when he was walking on the road, Dong Xinyao found that Tsunade was in a low mood, so he didn't talk to him as usual. "Tsunade, what's wrong with you today? I've become a special jonin, aren't you happy for me?" Tsunade looked at Dong Xinyao for a while and was speechless. "What's the matter? This doesn't look like the Tsunade I know. When did Tsunade become so frank?" Dong Xinyao was a little puzzled. Taking a deep breath, Tsunade finally calmed down. "You are so popular with girls, will you not like me in the future?" "Haha, so you are worried about this. Tsunade is so cute, how can I not like you?" Dong Xinyao realized then, it turned out that Tsunade was worried about this. "Really?" "Of course." Dong Xinyao nodded seriously. "Excellent." With Ta Xinyao's comfort, Tsunade also recovered. After all, she is still a child. The Senju Yaya couple also heard the conversation between the two, but they didn't say anything. Soon Ta Xinyao came to Tsunade's house. This time Dong Xinyao came to Senju Hashirama's mansion, and this is also Tsunade's real home. Although it was not the first time, it was the first time that Dong Xinyao entered the mansion. Haruko personally cooked a sumptuous lunch. During the meal, Haruko and his wife were very enthusiastic about Dong Xinyao, and Tsunade was a little jealous when they saw it. After lunch, Dong Xinyao didn't stay for long and left. This time, it can be said that the guest and the host enjoyed themselves. The only pity is that Dong Xinyao did not meet the first-generation Kyubi, Nine-Tails Jinchuriki column force, which is Senju Hashirama's wife Uzumaki Mito. After returning home, Dong Xinyao practiced as usual, but just after the sun went down, Kudo Shun found him, and then did not give Dong Xinyao a chance to ask questions, and took him directly to a barbecue restaurant. As soon as I entered Dong Xinyao, I found that there were a lot of people here, not only Uehara-kei and others, but also Ueno Castle, Maeda Ikki, Hyuga Aikihu and others. It can be said that basically everyone who Dong Xinyao knows is here. "Congratulations, Yao." As soon as Dong Xinyao came in, everyone rushed up to greet him, and some even sprinkled petals in the sky. "Who are you?" Dong Xinyao didn't react for a while. "Yao, we are celebrating your promotion to Special Jonin, isn't it surprising?" Uehara-kei laughed. Thank you. Dong Xinyao was a little moved. As a traveler, Dong Xinyao always felt a little out of tune with this world, especially after the death of his parents. He rarely had contact with people, and he didn't make any friends when he was in school. The only good relationship was that he was like an opponent General Hitaki Sakumo too. Chapter 150 Dark War. Seeing that there are so many people caring about him in Konoha village makes Dong Xinyao feel the warmth of home once again since his parents died. Maybe the future of Konoha village is a little dark, but at least it's good for now. Dong Xinyao thought to himself. Surrounded by the crowd, Dong Xinyao entered the barbecue restaurant. "How is Yao, aren't you surprised?" Kudo-jun asked with some pride. "Well, it's amazing, thank you everyone." Dong Xinyao sincerely thanked him. "It's nothing, aren't we friends? Of course, you were promoted to Special Jonin, so of course we have to celebrate it. Next time we will celebrate again when you become a Jonin," Hyuga said happily. "Yao, you have to thank Xiaojun, this celebration banquet was brought up and organized by him," Uehara-kei reminded. Dong Xinyao was stunned when he heard the words. He didn't expect that this was actually done by Kudo-jun. In Dong Xinyao impression, Kudo-jun was not the kind of person with a delicate mind. Originally, he thought it was Kimura Fumino. "Thank you, Brother Jun." 087 Yao, don't do this, I'll be embarrassed. You have been taking care of me all this time, it's right to do this for you. You don't have to thank me, but I want to thank you. I'm obviously older than you. Big, but you usually take care of me. Kudo-jun said a little embarrassed. Okay, don't thank you anymore, everyone is friends, don't worry about those, come and have a drink with us. After saying that, Kimura Fumino directly lifted the cup. Good. Cheers. Immediately, everyone picked up their cups and drank. Originally, Dong Shenyao and the others were underage, and according to the regulations, they were not allowed to drink alcohol, but today was a special day, and everyone was happy, so they ignored the so-called regulations and drank all of them. Dong Shenyao, the protagonist of the banquet, was of course taken care of by everyone. You toast and I will toast. Even though Dong Shenyao had a good drink, he was still drunk and fell asleep directly on the table. When Dong Shenyao woke up, he found himself lying on the big bed at home. Ah, my head hurts a bit. It seems that I won't be able to drink so much alcohol in the future. I really suffer. Dong Shenyao rubbed his head and muttered. After getting up and taking a shower, Dong Shenyao practiced Yi Jin Jing again, and then he felt much better, and by this time it was noon. Just when Dong Shenyao was about to go out for lunch, he suddenly found 2 notes and some food on the table in the living room. After picking up one of the notes, Dong Shenyao looked at it and found that it was left by Uehara Kai. Kai Uehara sent Tashinyao to his home. The second note was left by Tsunade. It turned out that Tsunade came to find Dong Shenyao as usual this morning. Because Tsunade came often, Dong Shenyao directly gave Tsunade a key to his house for convenience. Tsunade found the note left by Kei Uehara, and after learning that Dong Shenyao was drunk, he didn't bother him, but went to buy some food and sent it over. I saw the note that said, Yao, I won't disturb you when you see you are still sleeping. On the table is the meal I bought for you. You can eat it after you get up, and don't drink so much alcohol in the future. Now, my mother told me that drinking is not good. A smiley face was drawn at the end of the note. Seeing the note left by Tsunade, Dong Shenyao couldn't help laughing, but he remembered that although Tsunade could not be said to be an alcoholic in the original book, he was also very fond of drinking. Who would have thought that such a person would say whether he drinks or not? Good such words. Sure enough, time is a big killer that can make a person fundamentally change. Dong Shenyao thought to himself. Shaking his head, Dong Shenyao stopped thinking about these useless things. After putting down the note, he looked at the food on the table. At this moment, a warm current passed through Dong Shenyao's heart. I didn't expect Tsunade to care so much about me. It seems that it would be a good choice to marry her in the future. Just thinking of this, Dong Shenyao couldn't help but laugh. What am I thinking? I'm only 6 years old now, it's still a bit early to think about these things, and my priority now is to improve my strength. Touching his belly, Dong Shenyao quickly took out the food Tsunade had prepared for him. Dong Shenyao took a look and found that the food Tsunade prepared for him was quite rich, including meatballs and other food, as well as a bowl of seafood soup. Dong Shenyao was very hungry now, so he didn't bother to warm it up, so he ate it when it was cold. Eating the food left by Tsunade, Tashinyao began to practice again. In the blink of an eye, a day passed, and the next morning, Dong Shenyao was woken up by Tsunade again. Tsunade, you're here, thank you for the food you left me yesterday. It's alright, as long as you like it. Tsunade looked very happy. After breakfast, Dong Shenyao said a little embarrassedly, I'm sorry Tsunade, I'm afraid you have to go to school today. I'm going to pick up a mission from Grandpa Hokage. Why, isn't this bad now? Tsunade asked reluctantly. Tsunade, I'm a ninja. It's useless to train as a ninja. I still need actual combat. I have been training for more than 2 months, and I need a period of actual combat training. Dong Shenyao explained. Okay, then you can send me to school later. Tsunade is not the kind of child who likes to make trouble out of nowhere. So after hearing Dong Shenyao's explanation, she did not continue to entangle. After sending Tsunade to the school, Toshinya went directly to the Hokage building to find Senju Tobarama. Grandpa Hokage, I wonder if there are any tasks suitable for me recently. Yo, I'm so sorry. The ninjas in our village are very motivated recently. Many tasks have already been received, and the remaining tasks are not suitable for you. Is that so? Dong Shenyao looked a little disappointed. Yao, I don't know what your plan is next. Is it to take tasks every day and then practice? Senju Tobarama asked suddenly and seriously. Yeah, what else can I do? Dong Shenyao shrugged. Yao, you are a genius, so I don't want you to be buried here. Since the Chunin exam, the battle on the front line has slowed down. With the defeat of Sunagakure village in the first battle of Hills and Hills, the war on the front line has entered a truce stage, and a short period of time as there will be no more wars. But although the head-on battle is over, the secret battle is still going on. Yao, do you want to join? Quote. Chapter 151 Join Anbu Part 1. Although the battle on the bright side has stopped, the battle in the dark is still going on. Do you want to join Yao? Dark battle. Dong Shenyao didn't react for a while. Seeing the doubts in the dazzling Dongshin, Senju Tobarama couldn't help but explain with a smile. The so-called secret battle is a secret battle, although the battle between the Land of Fire and the Land of Hefeng has been temporarily stopped, but for each other's countries however, the intelligence investigation work has not stopped, and some people continue to assassinate the people of the enemy country. This is the secret war. Just half a month ago, a team of ninjas from Sunagakure village entered the territory of the country of fire to steal information. But in the end, my Konoha village found out in advance and solved them directly. This is a secret war. Compared with the frontal battlefield, the dark battle is more dangerous. Do you want to participate in Yao? Hearing Senju Tobarama's explanation, Dong Shenyao realized that the so-called joining the dark battle means letting him enter Anbu. Although I didn't have much contact with Anbu, and every time I met Anbu, he was cold and said very little, but Dong Shenyao still knew something about Anbu. Anbu was also founded by Senju Tobarama. Anbu's work is also varied, such as guarding Konoha, chasing missing nin, investigating enemy situations, and even defending some important people. If ordinary ninjas mainly complete other people's entrusted tasks, then Anbu mainly completes tasks within the village. Had never thought about joining Anbu before, but now that Senju Tobarama mentioned it, Dong Shenyao was also lost in thought. If it is a few years later, after the third generation of Hokage takes over and Danzo is established, Dong Shenyao will definitely not join Anbu easily. But now it is different. Senju Tobarama's prestige in Konoha village is not comparable to the 3 generations of Hokage. It can be said that Konoha village is now Senju Tobarama's word, and almost no one dares to violate what he said. Therefore, Anbu did not have factions at this time, and joining Anbu at this time does not need to worry about being suppressed by Danzo or Hokage due to the problem of standing in line. After eliminating these shortcomings, Dong Shenyao began to think about the benefits of joining Anbu. Anbu's job is very dangerous. Almost every mission will encounter hostile ninjas. This may be a disadvantage for others, but it is an advantage for Toshinyao who has the system, because killing means getting make a god point, and now Dong Shenyao just needs to fight to adapt to the strength that he has increased in the past 2 months. In addition to the above 2 advantages, Dong Shenyao also thought of one thing, and that is to shoot the first bird. Now he is in the limelight, not only won the Chunin exam, but also became a special Jonin at the age of 6, which is second to none even in the entire history of Hokage. And what Dong Shenyao did in the hills would undoubtedly arouse the hatred of the entire Sunagakure village. After all, without him, the hills would have been breached by the Sunagakure village at this time. So many things combined, I am afraid that many ninja villages are staring at him at this time, ready to get rid of him as a Konoha genius. Is undoubtedly a very wise thing to join Anbu under such circumstances, because Anbu's secrecy can well protect Dong Shenyao's identity. Seeing Dong Shenyao's contemplative look, in Senju Tobarama, you should think for a while if you want to come to Dong Shenyao, and immediately said, Yao, I know it's difficult to make a decision, so you can think about it for a while and wait until you are done. Decided to tell me later. But I still recommend you to go to Anbu, it will be good for you. Quote. Grandpa Hokage doesn't need to think about it anymore, I have already decided, I will join Anbu. Dong Shenyao suddenly raised his head and looked at Senju Tobarama tightly. Very well, since you've decided, don't delay. Shuihu. Senju Tobarama suddenly shouted, the voice fell, and suddenly a sound of breaking the air sounded, and then a figure appeared in front of the desk. Dong Shenyao looked at it and found that the man was dressed in Anbu, with a fox mask on his face. Shuihu, this is Dong Shenyao, take him to see Silver Tiger. Senju Tobarama ordered. Yes. After taking the order, the suddenly appearing Anbu looked at Dong Shenyao and said, please come with me. After speaking, the man turned around and walked out of the office. Grandpa Hokage, then I'm leaving. To Senju Tobarama, Dong Shenyao hurriedly followed. Following behind Anbu named Shuihu, Dong Shenyao asked curiously, who is Silver Tiger? Perhaps knowing that Dong Shenyao was about to join Anbu, Shuihu did not hide it. Silver, who is Anbu's deputy minister, and will be your immediate boss in the future. Deputy minister. Who is Minister Anbu? The minister of Anbu is concurrently held by Lord Hokage, but Lord Hokage is busy with his official business, so under normal circumstances, the affairs of Anbu are handled by the deputy minister, Lord Silver Tiger. So that's how it is. Hearing this, Dong Shenyao's eyes became clear. He really didn't know this before, but Dong Shenyao understands the fact that Senju Tobarama is also the minister of Anbu. After all, Anbu's strength is not as weak as it appears in the original work, and it belongs to a very important department in Konoha. Such a powerful and important department, Senju Tobarama must have a firm master in his own hands. Following Shuihu, Dong Shenyao turned left and right directly from the Hokage building, and finally came to a cave after passing through a layer of seals. Looking around, Dong Shenyao clearly found that it was excavated in a mountain, surrounded by stones, but the space was very large, and there was a building in the cave, and the word, dark, was written on the building. There is no sunlight in the cave, so the candles are lit, and the light is dim. If you have poor eyesight, you may not be able to see the surrounding situation. Shuihu never took the initiative to talk to Dong Shenyao along the way, and took Dong Shenyao directly into the Anbu building. Walking through a long corridor, Snow Fox stopped in front of a door. Dang dang, Shuihu knocked on the door. Come in, a strong male voice sounded soon. With permission, Shuihu pushed the door directly in, and seeing this Dong Shenyao quickly followed. As soon as he entered, Dong Shenyao found that there was almost no light in the room. If it wasn't for the beauty contact lenses he was wearing with night vision ability, I'm afraid he wouldn't be able to see anyone in the room clearly. Under the ability of night vision, Dong Shenyao found that there was a desk in the room, and a middle-aged man was sitting behind the desk. Unlike other Anbu, this one does not wear the mask unique to Anbu. Chapter 152. Join Anbu below. Sir, he is Dong Shenyao, and Lord Hokage asked me to bring him to see you. Shuihu knelt down in front of the middle-aged man and said. Well, I see, you can go back. The middle-aged man waved his hand. Yes. Shuihu didn't even look at Dong Shenyao, got up and left the room. For a while, only Dong Shenyao and the middle-aged man were left in the dimly lit room. The two looked at each other and looked at each other, but neither of them spoke. After looking at the middle-aged man for a moment, Dong Shenyao found that this person looked rather ordinary, the kind of person who could not be recognized in a crowd. He was in his 30s, which was considered relatively old in the Hokage world. Well, after all, the Hokage world has frequent wars, especially with such a high-risk occupation. The average age of a ninja in the Sengoku era was even 30 years old. Although Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara joined forces to end the chaos of the Sengoku era, the ninja world is still unstable. Those who can live to the age of 30 and have no disabilities are all strong. And 30 years old is the peak period of a ninja. Dong Shenyao estimates that the strength of the person in front of him is at least a quasi-shadow, and there is a high possibility that he has become a cage-level powerhouse. A full 10 minutes passed, and the middle-aged man was the first to speak. The concentration is good. Your name is Dong Shenyao, right? I heard Lord Tobarama say that you are indeed a young talent. The middle-aged man praised. Your lord has won the prize. Dong Shenyao said without being arrogant or impetuous. It's very good. Well, I won't say more nonsense. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am the Deputy Minister of Anbu. I have long forgotten my name. You can call my code name Silver Tiger. Master Silver Tiger. Well, Tobarama-sama has told me before, so I have made a decision about your arrangement. From now on, you will be a member of the 2nd Division of Anbu's 3rd Brigade. According to the regulations, every ninja who joins Anbu will be I will forget my name for a while. Everyone in Anbu has no name, only a code name. Now you can choose a code name yourself. Quote. Hearing Silver Tiger's words, Tashinyao fell into deep thought. Because I never thought that I would join Anbu before, I didn't think about the code name either. Now let him think about it temporarily. Dong Shenyao really has a headache. Why, is it a little embarrassing? You can replace the number with your own characteristics. Of course, I can get one for you. Silver laughed. Self-characteristics. Hearing Silver Tiger's words, a flash of light flashed in Dong Shenyao's mind, and he thought of Tutu fruit. Tuhuang, my lord, I will be called Tuhuang in the future. Dong Shenyao looked at Silver Hudao. The Emperor, a very domineering name, but I don't know if you deserve it or not. Silver Tiger said with interest. Dong Shenyao didn't answer Silver Tiger's words. After all, it wasn't up to him whether he was worthy or not, and it depended on whether his strength could be recognized by others. I am the Emperor above the earth. I will definitely let others recognize the code name of the Emperor, and this is not the end. One day I will become the god of the earth. No, it is the god of the earth. Dong Shenyao secretly swore in his heart road. Okay, from now on, you will be called the Emperor. This is Anbu's uniform, you can put it on. With that, Silver Tiger took out a set of Anbu's standard suit from under the desk. Anbu's standard suit has a total of 4 things. Unlike ordinary ninjas, Anbu's weakest is also Chunin, but he doesn't wear Chunin's uniform. Generally, Anbu is wearing a white vest with a windbreaker over it. Ordinary Anbu players wear black trench coats, while Sub-Captain Anbu wears white trench coats. In addition, there is a mask. Anbu has a different mask on his face, and there is a samurai sword of the same style. After receiving the suit, Dong Shenyao started to change his clothes in the room without hesitation. It didn't take long for Dong Shenyao to change his clothes and put on the cat face mask at the same time. But that Anbu's standard samurai sword, Tashinyao, didn't move. My lord, I have my own weapon, this knife. Whether you use this knife or not, put it away. As for whether to use your own knife or this one, you can decide for yourself. Silver Hu said indifferently. Yes. Okay, come with me. Seeing that Dong Shenyao was ready, Silver Tiger got up and walked out of the room. Soon under the leadership of Silver Tiger, Dong Shenyao came to a very spacious hall, and at this time a lot of Anbu gathered in this hall. Seeing Silver Tiger coming, the originally noisy hall suddenly calmed down, and at the same time, the Anbu quickly stood up in the team. Sir. I saw Anbu wearing a dog face mask walked over to Silver Tiger and knelt down to salute. Leave the knife, this is the new player I brought to you. Silver Tiger will receive. Dog-faced Anbu got up with a sharp knife. He could not help but look at the new player Dong Shenyao. Sharp knife, he will be a member of the 2nd Division of your 3rd Brigade from now on. His code name is Tu Huang. After that, he will leave it to you. I will go first. After speaking, Silver Tiger turned and left. And from the beginning to the end, he never said a word to Dong Shenyao. When Silver Tiger left, the sharp knife first turned to Anbu who was standing neatly behind him and shouted, "The people from the 2nd team come here, the others are dismissed." Soon 8 Anbu came over. At this time, Li Dao looked at Dong Xianyao and said, "Hello, Tu Huang, my name is Li Dao, I am the captain of the third team. These 8 people are the people of the second team, and they will be your teammates in the future." After finishing speaking, the sharp knife pointed at Anbu with a yuhi-colored flame on his face and said, "His name is Jian, and he is the sub-captain of the second division. You will follow him in the future." "Yes. Okay, Jian, the emperor will leave it to you, I'll go first." 4.1. After saying that, the sharp knife turned around and left. "Your name is Tu Huang, come with me." After saying that, Ji Yan turned and walked towards the room on the side. Seeing this, Dong Xianyao hurriedly followed, and at the same time he saw the other 7 Anbu-s coming over as well. Soon a group of 9 people entered the room. "The Emperor, this room belongs to our second team's rest room. At the same time, it was gathered here before the mission, you have to remember." Ji Yan explained. "Got it." Dong Xianyao nodded seriously. "You are a new entrant, so introduce yourself. Oh, by the way, you don't need to say anything else when introducing, just introduce what you are good at." Taking a deep breath, Dong Xianyao glanced at everyone and said, "My name is Tu Huang, I am good at." Chapter 153 Intercept Missing Nin. The blink of an eye, it had been 5 days since Dong Xianyao joined Anbu. During these 5 days, Dong Xianyao had not performed any tasks, but had been learning from Ji Yan. Anbu is different from ordinary ninjas. Anbu often needs to perform tasks such as chasing and killing missing nin, collecting intelligence, etc., so this requires Anbu to learn some special hidden skills, as well as the ability to deal with corpses. Because for ninjas, even corpses can provide a lot of information. For example, the Yamanaka family can extract memories from corpses through secret techniques, so if Anbu cannot bring the corpse back after killing a person, he needs to deal with the corpse specially, so that no one else can get any information from the corpse. After 5 days of study, Dong Xianyao has roughly mastered Anbu's basic skills. On this day, he came to the rest room of the second team as usual. He was going to continue to study with Jian, but Dong Xianyao didn't expect it. Yes, Jian actually arranged a task for him. "Tu Huang, you have almost mastered Anbu's basic skills now, and now there is a task that your team needs to complete." Jian said very seriously. "Yes, the mission is guaranteed. This is the task scroll, you can go after you read it. By the way, this is your first time to perform the Anbu task, so I will give you a piece of advice. Although you are the team leader, you are a newcomer after all, so listen to the old man more." Suggestions. After speaking, Ji Yan left directly. After joining Anbu for 5 days, Dong Xianyao also had a general understanding of Anbu. Although Anbu is also mentioned in the original work, there is not much introduction to Anbu, and even Anbu's strength in the original work is very weak, and he is instantly killed almost as soon as he appears. But after he really joined Anbu, Dong Xianyao realized that the plot of the original work showed only a small part of Anbu. Anbu in the original work is often only scored in seconds, but it also depends on who Anbu's opponent is. Because the opponents Anbu faced in the original work were too strong, it looked so unbearable. One strike. In fact, the one who can join Anbu must at least have the strength of Chunin, and the team leader needs to have the strength of Jonin. Dong Xianyao learned that Anbu is divided into 10 teams, each team is further divided into 10 teams, and each team has a total of 9 people including the team leader, so each team can be divided into 3 groups. Each group has 3 people. Some common tasks only require a group, unless it is some more difficult tasks, the entire team will be dispatched together. And Anbu's 10 brigades had their own divisions of labor. He didn't know much about these Dong Xianyao. He only knew that his 3rd brigade was mainly responsible for fighting. Although Dong Xianyao just joined Anbu, he was already a special Jonin before joining, so Jian directly arranged a team leader for Dong Xianyao, and Dongshan, the other 2 members of his group Yao also met, but the 2 sides did not have much contact with each other, and they did not know each other very well. Anbu from the second team had already arrived, so after reviewing the mission, Dong Shenyao directly called two of his teammates. This time, Captain Burning Flame has given us a task, and you are all ready. Don't worry, it's not the first time we've performed a mission, we all understand. One of the shorter Anbu said indifferently, with a hint of contempt in his tone. For Dong Shenyao, the new team leader, he was obviously a little disdainful. On the other hand, the other person seemed a little calm and did not speak. Dong Shenyao didn't care about the short man's words, because he knew that no matter how much he tried, it was useless, and he still had to rely on his strength to speak. The mission this time is to hunt down a Konoha missing nin named Aoi Miyazaki, who defected yesterday afternoon, and took a piece of information from the village, ready to trade with the Soup Ninja village, so our mission it is to kill Aoi Miyazaki and regain the information. Understood, when will we set off? The short man said lazily. Let's go now. After speaking, Dong Shenyao put away the scroll and walked out of the room. He is also not good-tempered. How could Dong Shenyao not be angry when this short man looked down on himself so much? Damn, what are you pretending to be? It's just that a newcomer has become the team leader as soon as he arrives. I don't know what Captain Jian thinks. The short man said angrily, looking at Dong Shenyao's back. Okay kitten, I think Captain Jian's arrangement is naturally purposeful, and I don't think this team leader named Tu Huang is simple. Another teammate persuaded. It's not easy. Judging from the voice of his voice, the emperor should not be very old. How strong such a person can be, I think it's just barely reaching the level of Chunin. Kitten said disdainfully. Okay, let's do our job well. If the emperor's strength is not good, he will die in the task sooner or later, so don't be angry. The task is important now, let's go. You still see the big head thoroughly, let's go. After that, the kitten quickly followed. The person called the big head shook his head. He was actually dissatisfied with the arrangement of Jian, but he looked at it more thoroughly. No matter how dissatisfied, the result would not change, so instead of complaining and making bad friends it's better to wait and see what happens. Soon Ta Shinyao and his party left Konoha village through Anbu's special passage. Anbu's actions are basically secret, and of course he can't walk through the main gate of the village like other ninjas in order not to be discovered. The whereabouts of Aoi Miyazaki were already recorded on the quest scroll, so after Ta Shinyao left the village, he rushed over based on the information. Hey, I said team leader, aren't you going to tell us the task in detail? Kitten ran to Dong Shenyao and asked. I'm the leader of the team, so listen to me. Dong Shenyao said indifferently. Although Ji Yan asked him to listen to the old man's advice, Dong Shenyao knew that it would be after he had completely subdued the two of them. Seeing that Dong Shenyao's attitude was so bad, Kitten was angry, but just when he was about to say something, he was pulled by the big head. It's important to perform the task. The big sentence directly blocked the kitten's mouth. According to the intelligence, Ta Shinyao knew that Miyazaki Aoi would trade with the people of Tang Nin village at the border of the country of fire, and all he had to do was to kill Miyazaki Aoi in advance. If it's late, then I'm afraid they still need to face the people from Tangrin village. Chapter 154 Vent. The three of Dong Shenyao galloped all the way, and finally came to the border between the Kingdom of Fire and the Kingdom of Chuan before dusk. However, the scope of this border is very large, and Dong Shenyao and the others can only know the approximate scope of activities of Aoi Miyazaki according to the information, and the specific location is unknown. At this time, the three of Dong Shenyao stopped in a wood on the border. I saw Dong Shenyao took out a map, and pointed his finger on an area of the map. This area is the trading range between Miyazaki Aoi and the people of Yu Ninja village, and their agreed trading time is after the sun sets. It's about to the appointed time, so Miyazaki Aoi should have arrived in this area. However, this area is not small, so now we will spread out and look for it. However, this Miyazaki Aoi is a special Jonin and is very strong, so once you meet him, don't take it lightly, contact me first, understand? Got it. The big head responded without hesitation, while the kitten was a little disdainful, and just gave a soft, After Dong Shenyao glanced at the kitten, he suppressed the anger in his heart and said, "Now that you understand, let's start taking action." After speaking, Dong Shenyao left with a flash. "Damn, why did you contact him? Does he look down on us?" Kitten said angrily after Dong Shenyao left. "Okay, if Miyazaki Aoi is really a special jonin, we are indeed not rivals, so it's right to listen to the emperor." Daitu persuaded. "Is he an opponent when he comes? I think that the emperor is only a chunin at most. At that time, we will not be able to deal with Miyazaki Aoi with the three of us working together." Kitten said disdainfully. Wen Yan did not speak. As the saying goes, the authorities are fascinated by the bystanders, and the kitten didn't notice it because he was not used to Dong Shenyao, but the big head has been observing Dong Shenyao. The body technique shocked Daitu, because that speed is definitely not something that ordinary chunin can have. Kitten Emperor is not easy, don't underestimate him. Daitu reminded. Cut, what can he do? I think he's the first kid. Well, I'll go to Miyazaki Aoi. After that, the kitten turned around and left. At this time, Daitu was a little helpless, but he and Kitten were friends, so he couldn't say anything. After being separated from Kitten, Dong Shenyao directly turned on Byakugan and searched around. Of course, he did not forget to use the skill of Earthquake. Although the range that Earthquake can detect is still very small, only continuous use can increase the skill proficiency and thus increase the detection range, so Dong Shenyao will use it whenever there is a chance. In the blink of an eye, more than 10 minutes passed, and the sun was about to completely set. At this time, Dong Shenyao had already explored 2/3 of the area. Just as Dong Shenyao was about to continue his investigation, he suddenly heard an explosion in the distance. Boom! This is the sound of the detonating talisman. What the hell is going on? With a curse in his heart, Dong Shenyao hurried over to the place where the explosion came from. Because the explosion site was not far from Dong Shenyao, it was less than 2 kilometers, and Dong Shenyao was very fast, so he had arrived in less than a minute. There is still some distance from the explosion site, but through Byakugan, Ta Shenyao has seen everything clearly. Under Byakugan's investigation, Dong Shenyao found that Kitten and Daitu were fighting with a man at this time. Although it was the first time I saw it, Ta Shenyao recognized that the man who fought against the two kittens was his mission target, Aoi Miyazaki. Damn, these two bastards did not notify me when they found their target, but acted without permission. It seems that they must be taught a lesson when they go back this time. Dong Shenyao was really angry, not just because the two cats ignored him. Order, and even more afraid that the mission will fail because of this. Whoosh! Dong Shenyao turned into a black shadow, and was already close to the battlefield in an instant. Miyazaki Aoi is a special jonin with very rich combat experience, and his strength is also at the upper level among special jonins. Therefore, even if the kitten and the big head were sneak attacks, they still did not take advantage, but were reacted to. Miyazaki Aoi who came over was suppressed. Even if it wasn't for the tacit understanding between the kitten and the big head, I'm afraid Aoi Miyazaki would have killed him. Two chunins dare to deal with Miyazaki Aoi. It's really bold. Although he was angry at the actions of the two, of course Dong Shenyao couldn't watch the two being killed by Miyazaki Aoi, so he still had to save them. As for the anger in my heart, I can only vent it on Miyazaki Aoi temporarily. Just approaching the battlefield, Dong Shenyao has already shot. Doden, Earth-style, dusty. Woo! The sand and dust were everywhere, and the surrounding area for hundreds of meters was immediately covered by the sand and dust, which blocked the sight of the three of them. Miyazaki Aoi didn't know whether it was an enemy or a friend, so he quickly forced the two cats back and ran out of the sand and dust range. Of course, Dong Shenyao would not agree to this. As for the two kittens, there was no danger anymore, and Dong Shenyao didn't care about them. Doden, Earth-style, dungeon as a prison. Boom! Jinchuriki column rose in front of Miyazaki Aoi. It's just that this time the prison is different from the previous one. It didn't enclose all the places, but encircled 3 directions, and only left Miyazaki Aoi's back empty. At this time, Dong Shenyao had also entered the range of the sand dust, but his sight was not hindered. At this time, Miyazaki Aoi knew that it was impossible for him to leave the sand and dust range, because when he destroyed the surrounding dungeons, I was afraid that the enemy had already chased after him. Immediately, Miyazaki Aoi turned around and waited. Doden, Earth Style, Earth Thorn Combo. Ta Shenyao launched a tentative attack. Countless soil thorns came out from under Miyazaki Aoi. Seeing this, Miyazaki Aoi quickly jumped up to escape the attack of the soil thorns, and ran out of the dungeon at the same time. It's just that he just ran out, and a huge earth dragon pounced directly in front of him. It is Dong Shenyao's skill, Rising Dragon. Kaden, Fire Style, Great Fireball Jutsu. Woo! Boom! The fireball hit Tulong, and the explosion sounded, but before Miyazaki Aoi breathed a sigh of relief, he saw that Tulong had already rushed out of the fireball's range. Although the Earth Dragon has become incomplete at this time, its lethality is still not small. Kaden, Fire Style, Phoenix Sage Fire Technique. Facing the broken Earth Dragon, Miyazaki Aoi hurriedly used ninjutsu again to resist. I saw a small fireball shot out and bombarded the Tulong. This time it finally smashed the Tulong. Tattoo. Miyazaki Aoi just took a breath when suddenly a clear footstep sounded. Chapter 155 Surrender. At this time, the sand and dust had gradually stopped. Hearing the sound of footsteps in front of him, Miyazaki Aoi looked up and saw a man wearing a Konoha Anbu costume walking over. Suddenly, Miyazaki Aoi became vigilant. From the fight just now, he knew that Anbu's strength this time was definitely not comparable to the previous two. At the same time, the two cats have also discovered Dong Shenyao. Although the two cats were not able to see the specific process of the fight between Dong Shenyao and Dong Shenyao just now due to the cover of sand and dust, the explosions that sounded one after another could be heard clearly. How intense! However, seeing Dong Shenyao looking relaxed at the moment, while Miyazaki Aoi's breathing was a little short, this let the kittens and the two know that Dong Shenyao should have the upper hand just now. How is it possible? Kitten was reluctant to accept this reality. He really isn't simple, but he was big, with a clear look in his eyes. I didn't expect Konoha Anbu to come so quickly, but it's impossible to kill me with the three of you alone. Saying that, Miyazaki Aoi shot. Whoosh whoosh. Miyazaki Aoi raised his hand, and immediately three kunai shot out in the shape of a character, hitting Dong Shenyao's throat, heart, and chest respectively. And relying on his excellent eyesight, Dong Shenyao discovered that behind the three kunais there was also a detonating talisman 003. Under such circumstances, Dong Shenyao certainly wouldn't let Chi Kunai approach him. Doden, Earth Style, 10-Finger Piercing. I saw Dong Shenyao raise his hands, and the next moment, he saw bullet-sized stone bullets shot from his fingertips. These stone bullets are extremely fast, comparable to real bullets. This skill was developed by Ta Shenyao based on the skills of Kagaya Kimimaro, a future subordinate of Orochimaru, but Kimimaro used bones, while Ta Shenyao used stones. Dang dang dang. Only 3 crisp sounds were heard, and the 3 kunai were directly intercepted, and then the remaining stone bullets hit Miyazaki Aoi. Not good. Seeing this, Miyazaki Aoi hurriedly dodged, and at the same time, kunai, who fell to the ground, exploded. Boom, boom, boom. The explosion caused a burst of dust and smoke, which cut off the sight of Dong Shenyao and the two of them. Of course, this was nothing to Dong Shenyao who had Byakugan. Doden, Earth Style, Shenglongba. The Tulong appeared again, and the next moment, under the stunned gaze of the two kittens, the Tulong flew directly into the smoke. Okay, so strong, is this the Emperor? The self-introduction that Dong Shenyao had just joined Anbu. My name is Tu Huang, and I am good at Doden, Earth Style, and Taijutsu. As expected of the Emperor, this Doden, Earth Style, ninjutsu definitely exceeds the scope of Chunin. At this time, the big head was completely convinced. The ninja world is so simple. No matter how old or senior you are, it is useless in the face of absolute strength. It is so realistic that the strong in the ninja world are respected. The kitten was dumbfounded. He did not expect Dong Shenyao to be so powerful. When he thought that he had fought against Dong Shenyao before, Kitten was a little scared. He was afraid that Dong Shenyao would find trouble for him. It's just that Kitten doesn't know that he is an ant in Dong Shenyao. If he doesn't pick things up, Dong Shenyao won't have the time to pay attention to him. Boom! The earth dragon bombarded the ground, and the explosion sounded, making the smoke and dust even bigger, but Dong Shenyao had already seen it, and now Miyazaki Aoi was lying on the ground. Although Aoi Miyazaki had tried his best to dodge, he was still hit by a soil bomb on the leg, which directly affected his speed. Then the soil dragon attacked, and Aoi Miyazaki could only use Kaden, Fire Style, to resist. In the end, Kaden, Fire Style, was smashed by the earth dragon, and finally the earth dragon hit Aoi Miyazaki. Because the earth dragon has been weakened by Kaden, Fire Style, and Miyazaki Aoi is especially strong, so it is not dead at this time. Dong Shenyao didn't talk nonsense, and with a force on his feet, his body suddenly flew out. In an instant, he had disappeared into the smoke and came to Miyazaki Aoi. At this time, Miyazaki Aoi's clothes were tattered and covered with blood, and her breath was so weak that she was dying. Dong Shenyao didn't rush to kill Miyazaki Aoi, and just reached out and rummaged on him. It didn't take long for Ta Shenyao to find a scroll in Miyazaki Aoi's ninja bag, check it, and confirm that it was the intelligence scroll that Miyazaki Aoi stole from Konoha. Very good, the task is completed. Since that's the case, you're useless. Saying that, Ta Shenyao took out his kunai and slid it across Miyazaki Aoi's neck. At this time, Miyazaki Aoi's eyes widened, and he looked dead. After Dong Shenyao killed Miyazaki Aoi, the smoke had dissipated, and the kitten and the big head came over. Team leader, have you found the scroll? Deitu asked. As for the kitten, at this time, he lowered his head and dared not look at Dong Shenyao. They found it. The mission this time is complete, but now it's time to settle our account. Dong Shenyao said in a cold tone. That team leader, do we have any accounts to settle? Deitu asked nervously. Humph. How did I tell you back then that you should notify me first after finding Miyazaki Aoi, but what about you? What if you let Miyazaki Aoi run away? I'm sorry for the team leader, it's all my fault and it has nothing to do with Deitu. I didn't let him tell the team leader about you. At this moment, the kitten suddenly looked up at Dong Shenyao. Now I'm listening to loyalty, but both of you have violated the rules. Even if you are the mastermind, the big head will be punished. Dong Shenyao said with a strong attitude. Although Dong Shenyao was only the team leader, the first grade of the official university crushed people to death, and the two cats had violated Anbu's rules by acting without authorization. Fortunately, Dong Shenyao arrived in time to kill Miyazaki Aoi. If Miyazaki really ran away, and the two of them could just wait to die. The team leader, I was wrong. I will never fight against you again, the team leader. Just forgive us. The kitten knelt directly on the ground and begged for mercy. He knew that, based on what the two of them had just done, once Dong Shenyao reported back, then although they would not die, they would end up miserably. Team leader, we will listen to you in the future. At this time, Deitu also knelt down. Dong Shenyao did not speak, but stared at the two for a long time, and finally said that the two of them were a little hairy. Remember your words, I will not report this matter for the time being, but I don't hope there will be another time. Yes, we will definitely follow your instructions from the team leader in the future. The two kittens nodded again and again. Seeing that this time, the two cats were completely subdued, Dong Shenyao was also relieved. After all, they will often perform tasks together in the future. If the two cats are disobedient, he can only kill them. After all, a disobedient subordinate is very dangerous. Chapter 156 Fighting Jonan Again. The mission was completed, and the kitten and the big head were successfully subdued, and Dong Shenyao was ready to go back. Of course, he did not forget Miyazaki Aoi's body. And just when Dong Shenyao had just sealed Miyazaki Aoi's body and was about to leave, his body suddenly stopped, and then Dong Shenyao turned his head and looked into the distance. The place where Dong Shenyao and the others fought before was near a small river, but at this time, several people came over from the small river. From the fact that they could walk on the water, it could be seen that these people were enduring. At this time, the two sides were separated by 200 to 300 meters, and the sky had already dimmed, so Dong Shenyao could not see the identity of the person coming. Immediately, Dong Shenyao opened Byakugan directly, and all the scenes within a few hundred meters around him were immediately visible. This is a person from Tang Nin village. Dong Shenyao quickly recognized his identity from the forehead guard he was dealing with. Alert! Dong Shenyao didn't think that these soup ninjas were here to play, so he let out a low voice. Hearing Dong Shenyao's words, the two cats were stunned for a moment, but since they had already chosen to surrender to Dong Shenyao, they were very obedient and alerted. Soon the two kittens followed Dong Shenyao's line of sight, and found several people walking over the river. But they don't have Byakugan, so it's impossible to see the specific identities of these people. A few minutes later, the four ninjas from the Soup Ninja village had approached the three of them, and finally stopped 20 meters away from the three of them. Anbu of Konoha, it seems that Miyazaki Aoi is dead, but the information scroll should be on you, so it's better, as long as you kill you can get the information, and you don't need to pay. The middle-aged soup-headed forbearance said. Dong Shenyao didn't say anything, just looked at the four Tang Ren quietly. If it was just him, then he could choose to run away. Dong Shenyao was confident that if he wanted to run, these people wouldn't be able to keep him. But there are still two kittens, they are just chunin, it is difficult to escape from Tang Ren's pursuit, so Dong Shenyao chose to stay and fight Tang Ren head-on. You leave information, I can let you go. The middle-aged Tang Ren looked at Dong Shenyao and said. The scroll is on me, come and get it if you want. Dong Shenyao said calmly. Very good, then I'm welcome. Said, the middle-aged Tang Ren actually walked towards Dong Shenyao. Dong Shenyao didn't think that Tang Ren would be so naive. Seeing him walking towards him, Dong Shenyao suddenly became vigilant. Sure enough, just when the middle-aged Tang Ren was less than 10 meters away from Dong Shenyao, he moved. Huh! The middle-aged Tang Ren exerted strength under his feet, and the whole person flew out in an instant. The 10-meter distance was fleeting, but within a second, the middle-aged Tang Ren was already close to Dong Shenyao, and at the same time, there was an extra kunai in his hand, which went straight to Dong Shenyao's heart. When the symphony of gold and iron sounded, and the shadow-slaying saber appeared in Dong Shenyao's hands, blocking Tang Ren's attack at the same time. The middle-aged Tang Ren hurriedly retreated, but he raised his hand while retreating, and two kunai were shot out. Dang dang. With two crisp sounds, Kunwu was knocked down by Dong Shenyao, but it also stopped his pursuit. Do you think this is enough? Dong Shenyao smiled disdainfully, then raised his left hand. Doden, earth style, 5-finger piercing. Whoosh whoosh. Several stone bullets shot out and quickly hit Tang Ninja. What? Tang Ren obviously didn't expect Dong Shenyao to use this kind of ninjutsu, but this Tang Ren is very strong. Although Dong Shenyao's attack was beyond his expectations, he still dodged when the earth bomb was approaching. From it can be seen that the strength of this soup ninja is higher than that of Miyazaki Aoi. At the same time, the other three-faced soup ninjas have also rushed over, and seeing the boss's shot, of course these younger brothers can't watch. Sweden, water style, water blast. I saw a soup ninja quickly hand seal, and then a stream of water Jinchuriki column spurted out. I'm coming. Without waiting for Dong Shenyao to shoot, Daidu stepped forward to take the shot, obviously wanting to show off in front of Dong Shenyao. Kaden, fire style, great fireball jutsu. Boom. The water Jinchuriki column collided with the flame, and the next moment, unexpectedly, the three of Dong Shenyao exploded. This is something Dong Shenyao and the others have never seen before. Usually, although the collision of Sweden, water style, and Kaden, fire style, ninjutsu will also produce water vapor, but it will not explode, but consume each other. It seems that the enemy's Sweden, water style, is not easy, you guys be careful. After Dong Shenyao reminded, his body instantly disappeared in place. When Dong Shenyao appeared again, his body was already in midair. It turned out that the middle-aged Tang Ren just took the opportunity to sneak attack, but it was discovered by Dong Shenyao in advance. Dang dang dang. For a time, Dong Shenyao and the middle-aged Tang Nin fought in one place. After the two fought against each other again, they retreated at the same time with a tacit understanding. Sweeten, water style, water gun. The middle-aged Tang Ren opened his mouth, and suddenly spit out a stream of water Jinchuriki column, and then he saw that the water Jinchuriki column quickly turned into a long spear and shot Dong Shenyao. Doden, earth style, Shenglongba. Boom. The earth shook, and a soil dragon flew out and went straight to the water gun and hit it. Bang. The water gun collided with the earth dragon, and after a stalemate for a while, the two shattered at the same time. Seeing that his tulong was actually blocked, Dong Shenyao looked solemn. He already knew that the opponent was a genuine Jonin in the previous fight, and facing Jonin again, Dong Shenyao was extra careful. But he was not afraid. Although he had already played against Aoi Miyazaki before, it was only a warm-up for Dong Shenyao. Now his strength is no weaker than that of Jonin. The only thing worse is the quality of chakra. In the face of ordinary special Jonin, it is enough to kill the opponent with ease. Moreover, Dong Shenyao has combined the ability of soil and soil fruit with Doden, earth style, at this time. The soil-based skills used not only do not require hand seal, but also consume chakra and physical strength at the same time, but neither consumes them. It greatly enhances the endurance of Dong Shenyao. Seeing that the earth dragon was broken, Dong Shenyao did not hesitate to launch ninjutsu again. Doden, earth style, earth shuriken art. In the face of a large number of earth shuriken, Tang Ren did not use ninjutsu to resist, but kept retreating to avoid. Seeing this, Dong Shenyao directly chased after him. Since the fight has already started, of course he won't let Tang Ren run away. Of course, Dong Shenyao did not forget to separate out a shadow clone to help the two cats when catching up. Although Jonin from Tangren village was stopped by Dong Shenyao, it was not easy for the two of them, because they had to face 3 people, and the 3 people were no weaker than them individually. Chapter 157 Earth Shakes. Tangren Kyun Jonin kept retreating, Dong Shenyao kept chasing, and in the process the two kept fighting. Dong Shenyao had already used Byakugan to observe, and there were no traps around, so he would pursue such a bold pursuit. And Dong Shenyao has already reacted at this time. This Tang Ren probably wants to go to fight on the small river. Sure enough, he soon saw that Tang Ren stopped when he came to the river. Why didn't you run away? Dong Shenyao looked at Tang Ren with a half-smiling smile. HMPH, this is where your bones are buried. Sweden, water style, water dragon bullet art. Tang Ren quickly hand-sealed, and the next moment, he saw a stream of water quickly rise from the river behind him, and then the stream turned into a water dragon and attacked Dong Shenyao. For ordinary Sweden, water style, ninjas, the place with water and the place without water are completely two worlds. In the place with water, the strength of the Sweden, water style, ninja can be increased by at least 30%, while in the place without water strength is to be weakened by 30%. Sweden, water style, ninja of the level of Oni Shark and Senju Tobarama, it doesn't matter whether there is water or not. Facing the huge water dragon, Dong Shenyao's eyes narrowed. Doden, earth style, earth shield. A shield condensed with earth elements quickly appeared in front of Dong Shenyao, and then the water dragon directly bombarded the shield. Boom. So while the water dragon is in a place with plenty of water, the power of Sweden, water style, ninjutsu has been greatly enhanced, but the water dragon dissipated at the same time when it broke through the shield, and both of them died together. After the shield shattered, Tang Ren found that Dong Shenyao's figure had disappeared. Whoosh whoosh. Suddenly, several kunai shot from behind Tang Ren. Aware of the strong wind coming from behind, Tang Ren jumped up and directly avoided the attack behind him, but at this time, the kunai who had already flown by suddenly turned around and flew back again. What? Only at this time did Tang Ren realize that there was a chakra wire connected behind these kuwu. PFF'd. Although Tang Ren tried his best to dodge, his arm was still cut by a kunai. Damn. Sweetened water style, great waterfall technique. Boom. With the launch of Soup Ninjutsu, a huge wave suddenly set off on the small river, and a large stream of water went straight to Dong Shenyao and rushed past. Doden, earth style, rock bulwark. At this moment, Dong Shenyao stood on the shore and activated his skills directly, and immediately a stone wall more than 10 feet wide rose up from under Dong Shenyao's feet. Boom. The huge water flow hit the stone wall, but it couldn't shake the stone wall in the slightest. Instead, it flowed away from both sides along the stone wall. The earth is shaking. Dong Shenyao suddenly slapped the ground, and then a roar sounded. Boom. The earth shook as if it had been shaken, and then saw the cracks appearing on the ground. The cracks started at the foot of Dong Shenyao and quickly spread to the vicinity of the small river. Soon there were countless cracks at the bottom of the small river, and with the appearance of these cracks, a large amount of river water poured into the cracks. Not good. Seeing that the water in the river was decreasing, Tang Ren's expression changed suddenly. He didn't expect Dong Shenyao to use such a wide range of Doden, earth-style, ninjutsu. At this time, the ground within a radius of nearly 100 meters was shaking and breaking apart. Although there was a lot of river water, and river water continued to flow from a distance, with more and more cracks, the river water was still decreasing. Even due to the violent fluctuation of the river water, Tang Ren was unable to stand on the water steadily at this time. It's up to you what to do this time. Dong Shenyao couldn't help but smile complacently when he saw that the river water was decreasing. This is also the result of his cultivation in the past 2 months. If it was replaced by 2 months ago, he would not be able to achieve this level. After a few minutes, the shaking of the earth subsided, but at this time there was a mess within a radius of 100 meters, the ground was cracked, and the river had stopped flowing. It's now. Seeing that the river was gone, Dong Shenyao took this opportunity to launch an attack. Whoosh! The instant body technique was activated, and Dong Shenyao rushed straight to Tang Ren. At this time, Tang Ren just stood firm, and then found that Dong Shenyao was attacking, and before he had time to think, Tang Ren hurriedly took out Kuwu to fight. In terms of speed and strength, Dong Shenyao is at a disadvantage. After all, Dong Shenyao is still too young, his body is far from mature, and he can't compare with the grown-up Tang Ren. However, because Dong Shenyao cultivated swordsmanship, after the fight, Dong Shenyao had the upper hand. It didn't take long for Tang Ren to have several more wounds on his body. Doden, Earth Style, Earth Thorn Combo. Dong Shenyao suddenly activated his skills, but Tang Ren could only keep dodging, because Dong Shenyao didn't give him a chance to hand seal at all. PFF'd. Tang Ren couldn't dodge in time, and his foot was directly pierced by a soil thorn. Doden, Earth Style, Shuanglongba. 2 earth dragons rose up and went straight to Tang Ren. Sweden, Water Style, Water Gunjutsu. Tang ninjas started ninjutsu despite the pain. Bang! The earth dragon and the water gun were bombarded together, and both dissipated at the same time, but the water gun only dispersed one earth dragon, and the remaining earth dragon continued to charge towards Tang Ren. Boom! Tulong bombarded Tang Ren directly under Tang Ren's terrified gaze. However, Dong Shenyao's attack did not stop there. He knew that it would be difficult to kill a Jonin with just such a soil dragon. Doden, Earth Style, Rockfall. Boom! A huge rock appeared out of thin air, and then smashed it directly. Boom! The ground shook again, and there was no need to look at the results, because Dong Shenyao found that his God creation point had increased by 3,000 again, which was the quest reward obtained by killing a Jonin. Obviously that Tang Ren was already dead. It was just an ordinary mission to kill missing Nin, but it directly contributed nearly 4,000 God-making points to Dong Shenyao, which was something Dong Shenyao had never thought of before. Sure enough, the benefits of being Anbu are many. Dong Shenyao was very happy, and he got so many God-making points at once, and now his God-making points have once again reached 5 figures. Killing Tang Ren in 4.8. Dong Shenyao didn't forget that the battle wasn't over yet, so he didn't take a break, and went straight to the distant battlefield. Shadow clone from Dong Shenyao, the two cats were able to hold on. When Dong Shenyao arrived, the two sides fought vigorously. Holding the shadow-chopping saber tightly, Dong Shenyao's figure instantly disappeared in place. Huh! Suddenly Dong Shenyao appeared behind a Tang Ren, and the next moment, the shadow-chopping saber stabbed out. PFF'd. The pitch-black blade sank directly into Tang Nin's heart. Not good. At this time, the other two Tang Ren discovered Dong Shenyao, and they were horrified at first sight. After all, the presence of Dong Shenyao here means that their boss must have suffered an accident. Sorry for being a little late today. Chapter 158 Burning in Surprise. As soon as Dong Shenyao appeared, he killed one person, and the other two knew that they would turn around and run away, but how could Kitten and Datu agree? They had been fighting for a long time just now, but now that the reinforcements have arrived, it is time for them to fight back. Kitten and Big Two did their best to entangle the remaining two Tang ninjas, and not long after, the remaining two Tang ninjas also died. One of the two was killed by Dong Shenyao, and the other was killed by Datu. At this point, the four Tang ninjas were all annihilated, the battle was over, and the Kitten and the Big Head fell to the ground with no image. Although I had the help of Shadow Clone from Dong Shenyao just now, the Shadow Clone is far less powerful than the main body, so the two kittens are also working very hard. Get up, this is on the border, let's leave quickly. Dong Shenyao said with a serious expression. Although the two cats were very tired, they knew that what Dong Shenyao said was the truth, so they could only bite Kiba and stood up. At this time, Dong Shenyao had already put away Shadow Clone, and after sealing the bodies of the three dead Tang ninjas, he turned around and walked towards the country of fire. As for the corpse of Jonan in Supin village, it has become Mi-chan at this time, so Dong Shenyao didn't care about it. It was already dark at this time, and the three of them were very tired, so they stopped after walking for a few miles, and Dong Shenyao found a cave as a base. Ah, I can finally have a good rest. The kitten lay directly on the ground. Sitting on the ground, Dong Shenyao thought about today's battle while resting. At the beginning, the battle with Miyazaki Aoi was nothing but a warm-up, but the later battle with the Tang ninja Jonan cost Ta Shenyao a lot of energy, but he already felt himself progress in strength. Jonan in Tangren village is to be higher than that of Fuyuki, but when Dong Shenyao fought against Fuyuki before, he needed all means to fight it, so he was able to kill it with great effort. But this time many of his whole cards were useless, just like Sharingan still had elementalization. Dong Shenyao didn't use it. And after killing Jonan in Tangren village, relying on his trump card, Dong Shenyao feels that he still has the strength to fight Jonan. From this, we can see how much Dong Shenyao has improved in the past 2 months. After a night's rest, the three of them had basically recovered the next morning. After all, they were not injured in yesterday's battle. Dong Shenyao didn't say anything, even the two kittens only suffered some skin. It's just an injury, nothing serious. After eating the dry food, the three went on their way. The afternoon, the sun fell, and the group of three returned to Konoha. Dong Shenyao directly asked the two of them to rest first, while he himself found Ji Yanzhao for the task. Captain, this is the information scroll, and the body of Miyazaki Aoi inside. I saw Dong Shenyao handing several scrolls to Ji Yan. Why so many? Ji Yan was a little dumbfounded. Captain, we met Tang Ninja after killing Miyazaki Aoi. The remaining scrolls contain Tang Ninja's body. Dong Shenyao explained. It turned out to be like this, are you alright? It's okay. Dong Shenyao shook his head. It's fine, this is the bounty. With that said, Ji Yan took out a stack of banknotes and handed it to Dong Shenyao. Although Dong Shenyao didn't care about the money anymore, he still kept it. After all, it wasn't his own, and he would have to share it with the two kittens. The Emperor, you just finished your mission, go down and rest first. Yes. After taking orders, Dong Shenyao left directly. Knowing that Dong Shenyao had disappeared, Ji Yan opened the quest description scroll that Dong Shenyao had given him and looked at it. When Ji Yan watched the process of Dong Shenyao and the others performing the mission, a gleam of light flashed in his eyes. Good boy, you actually have the strength to kill Jianan, but I underestimate you. Ji Yan didn't expect Dong Shenyao to be able to kill Jianan in Tangren village. He didn't think Dong Shenyao would lie, because a little investigation into this kind of thing would be able to prove the truth. After all, Jianan already belongs to the high-end combat power of a village, and the sudden loss of a Jianan in Tangren village must not be concealed, just investigate and find out. That's fine, I already have the strength of a Jianan at a young age. After a few years, I can retire when his level really reaches the Jianan level. Thinking of this, Ji Yan's eyes flashed to vicissitudes of color. After handing in the quest, Dong Shenyao went straight home, but not long after he came back, Tsunade actually came. Where have you been, Yao? I couldn't find you, and he didn't tell the second grandfather. Tsunade pouted and said in dissatisfaction. Hee, I'm going on a secret mission, I'm afraid I won't have much time to guide you in your practice after Tsunade. Ah, Tsunade was very disappointed to hear that, not because she couldn't get Dong Shenyao's guidance, but because it meant she couldn't see Dong Shenyao often. Tsunade, although I can't guide you anymore, but you can't let go of your cultivation. You have to practice harder in the future. Only in this way can you live better in this dangerous world, remember. Dong Shenyao said earnestly. Well, don't worry Yao, I will work hard to catch up with you as soon as possible. Tsunade said firmly. Dong Shenyao 423 smiled but didn't say anything about Tsunade's words. It was not easy to catch up with him. Knowing that it would be difficult to see Dong Shenyao in the future, Tsunade was very attached to Dong Shenyao that day, and was reluctant to leave until it was too late to see Dong Shenyao, and then he personally sent Tsunade home. The next day, Dong Shenyao came to Anbu again at noon. Team leader. Seeing Dong Shenyao coming, the kitten and the big head bowed very respectfully, which surprised the other Anbu when they saw it. You must know that the kitten was very disdainful of Dong Shenyao a few days ago, and it's only 2 days now. No, the kitten has a big change in attitude. After nodding to the two of them, Dong Shenyao looked at Ji Yan and said, Captain, do you have any tasks today? Not for now, you have just taken a 2-day break when you came back, and to Huang, you just joined Anbu after all, so spend more time studying. Ji Yan said earnestly, he was ready to train Dong Shenyao as his successor. I know the captain. Don't be disappointed if there is no task Dong Shenyao. Anyway, the previous task has already made him a lot of god-making points, and a battle with Jianan has also brought him some gains, and he just took the opportunity to use these gains. Transformed into strength. But just as Dong Shenyao was thinking about it, the door of the room was suddenly pushed open. Chapter 159 Unexpected Task. Dong Shenyao didn't have any doubts about Ji Yan's arrangement, but just as he was about to go to practice, the door was suddenly opened, and then he saw the leader of Anbu's 3rd Brigade come in with a sharp knife. Captain, why are you here? Ji Yan felt a little strange when he saw the sharp knife. You must know that Sharp Knife is the captain of the 3rd team. He is usually very busy. Even if there is anything, he always finds Ji Yan, who is the team leader, alone, and will not come directly to the 2nd team's lounge. The deputy minister just sent me a task. Sharp Knife explained. Oh, what's the mission? You actually want the captain to come in person? Ji Yan asked curiously. He knew that this task should be unusual, otherwise he wouldn't have let Sharp Knife come over and say it himself. The Sharp Knife did not speak directly, but first glanced at everyone in the room, and then set his eyes on Dong Shenyao. The Emperor, you are just right. There is a task for you to do here. Said, the Sharp Knife took out a scroll and handed it to Dong Shenyao. Mission. With doubts, Dong Shenyao took over the quest scroll. Captain, the Emperor just returned from his mission yesterday. Do you want him to rest? Ji Yan said with some embarrassment. Just got back. Sharp Knife frowned when he heard the words. Generally, unless there are special circumstances, Anbu will take a break every time he performs a task. After all, the tasks performed by Anbu are not ordinary, and each time they need to consume a lot of experience and physical strength. If you don't rest, it will be difficult to return to the peak state. If you go to perform the task at that time, there is a high chance of failure. I didn't expect that the Emperor had just completed the task, but there was no way. This task was personally assigned to the Emperor by Hokage, so he could only perform it. Although the knife was a little unbearable, there was nothing he could do. Ji-Yan did not expect such a situation. The other Anbu heard the words and looked at Dong Shenyao sympathetically. It was an honor to be able to let Hokage personally assign a mission, but Dong Shenyao was unlucky because he happened to have just completed a mission. Captain, why don't you tell Lord Hokage about the Emperor's situation? Ji-Yan wanted to try harder. No need for Captain, I accept this task. At this time, Dong Shenyao suddenly spoke. Tu Huang, have you really thought about it? Ji-Yan asked Dong Shenyao very seriously. Well, I've already thought about it. Don't worry, Captain, although I just finished my mission, I'm already resting. Since you have decided, this task will be handed over to you. The task details scroll has already said it very clearly, and you can go when you are ready. After that, the sharp knife turned and left. Hey, the Emperor, you shouldn't accept it. Although it was assigned by Lord Hokage, I'm afraid Lord Hokage doesn't know your current situation. If you tell Lord Hokage about your affairs, he will understand you. Kai Yan sighed. In fact, Dong Shenyao didn't want to perform this task so quickly, but just after he read the content on the scroll, he actually received a system task, because there were a lot of rewards, and the task itself was not very difficult. At least Dong Shenyao has a high chance to complete it, so Dong Shenyao will decide to accept it. Captain, thank you for your kindness, but I am really fine, and this task was assigned by Lord Hokage after all. If you want me to complete it, it must have the deep meaning of Lord Hokage, so I must go for this task. Dong Shenyao said firmly. The Emperor, be careful. Ji-Yan said with concern. Because the quest scroll said that Dong Shenyao should set off as soon as possible, so he did not delay, he simply packed up and was ready to leave. Tu Huang, your two teammates are still healing in the medical department. I'll go get them first. Ji-Yan said suddenly. No need, kittens and the others are different from me. If they are injured, I will be alone for this task. After speaking, Dong Shenyao left without looking back. Cut, what are you pretending to do? You have to do it yourself. I don't think the Emperor will come back. Seeing Dong Shenyao leave, an Anbu couldn't help but sneered. Yu Yi, what are you talking about? Ji-Yan glared at the talking ninja. Boss, what I said is the truth. I think that the Emperor is just showing his power. It doesn't matter if he dies, it is the key that the task is not completed. Yu Yi continued. Hey, Wen Yanjian could only sigh, because Yu Yi's words were also what he was worried about. Although Ji-Yan was optimistic about Dong Shenyao and wanted him to be his successor, but he stopped Dong Shenyao from taking the mission just now because he was worried that the mission would fail. Dong Shenyao didn't know what happened in the lounge, and after leaving the room, he left the village directly through Anbu's secret passage. I didn't expect to leave just after coming back. Dong Shenyao smiled helplessly. After leaving the village, Dong Shenyao rushed to the northwest. This time Ta Shenyao received the task of going to the border of the country of fire to intercept some ninjas who had invaded the village of Iwagakure. The task scroll said that the intelligence department of Konoha village received news from the spies ambushing in the village of Iwagakure not long ago. The village of Iwagakure will send some ninjas into the fire country to wreak havoc, and Ta Shenyao's task is to try to kill these Iwagakure before they cause damage to the fire country. This should be the secret battle that Senju Tobarama said before, sending ninjas to the enemy's country to sabotage each other, and then intercepting each other. Ta Shenyao thought of what Senju Tobarama had said before when he asked him to join Anbu. Although Ta Shenyao I had been prepared for a long time, but I didn't expect to join the dark battle so quickly. The reason why Dong Shenyao chose to accept this task is because the system has just released an A-level task to destroy the invading ninjas in Iwagakure village. The quest reward has 1,500 god building points. Although the number of rewards is not as much as that obtained by killing a Jonin, it also lets Dong Shenyao know that this quest is not difficult, because the higher the difficulty, the more the reward will be. Dong Shenyao set off from Konoha village, so the sky was already dark after walking. Seeing Dong Shenyao walking for a while, he stopped after knowing that it was completely dark. After building an earthen house in the woods using the earth element, Ta Shenyao began to rest. The night was fleeting, and the next morning Dong Shenyao hit the road again. According to intelligence records, Iwagakure will enter the country of fire around this evening. Iwagakure, if you dare to come, I will kill you. Chapter 160 Old Friend. At dusk, Dong Shenyao came to the border of the Land of Fire. The Land of Fire and the Land of Earth are not directly bordered, and there are some small countries in the middle. These small countries are the buffer zone of the two big countries, and they are also often used as battlefields for war between the two countries. After all, fighting is very damaging to the environment. Of course, these big countries do not want wars to happen in their own countries. It is precisely because of this that the small countries living in the cracks of the big countries are bullied, and these small countries are the first to suffer every time a war breaks out. The information that Ta Shenyao received this time is that the ninjas of Iwagakure village will enter the country of fire from the land of grass between the two countries. It is not clear from which position Iwagakure will enter the country of fire, Ta Shenyao, but he knows one thing, that is, the best place for these Iwagakure to really enter the country of fire is the cliff mountain. There are many ninjas from Konoha villages patrolling the border of the country of fire. It is very difficult to get past the eyes and ears of these ninjas, and this cliff is dangerous. The village's defense here is the most lax, so Ta Shenyao speculates that Iwagakure has a high chance of entering the country of fire from here. After having guessed, Dong Shenyao quickly rushed to 677 to Byeonyushin. When Dong Shenyao came to the cliff mountain, the sun had completely set, and darkness swept the earth. Dong Shenyao hurriedly opened Byakugan and began to wait. Of course, he did not forget to set up some traps in the woods. Time passed a little bit, the night was getting darker, and even the moon in the sky was covered by clouds. Someone. Just as Dong Shenyao was bored waiting, his eyes suddenly stopped. Through Byakugan, he found a group of people walking slowly 500 meters away. From the forehead guards of these people, it could be seen that it was Iwagakure. Village people. It's him. After taking a closer look, Dong Shenyao was suddenly taken aback, because he saw an acquaintance among these Iwagakure. After recognizing this person, Dong Shenyao suddenly smiled, but this smile looked bloody. Boom. A sudden explosion sounded, but it was those Iwagakure who touched the traps set up by Dong Shenyao, causing several detonating talismans to explode. It's not good to have an ambush. Suddenly these Iwagakure knew that they might have been discovered. The detonating talisman exploded, directly touching the surrounding traps, and saw a large number of shuriken and kunai flying out from the surrounding woods. Doden Earth-style Earth Flow Wall. The surrounding earth walls rose up, directly blocking these kunai and shuriken, but two Iwagakure were unlucky, and their bodies were injured by the previous detonating talisman. Damn it, there is also an ambush here. An Iwagakure cursed directly. Captain, what should we do now? Someone asked next to him. Wait, now the enemy is dark and we are clear, all we have to do is wait for the enemy to show up. The leader of the Iwagakure team, a middle-aged man, said in a deep voice. As an experienced ninja, he knew that it was night and they were unfamiliar with the terrain, so it was not good for them to fight. So all they can do now is to defend and wait for the enemy to attack. At this time, 4 walls surrounded the Iwagakure to prevent attacks from all around, but they didn't know that there was only one enemy they faced. At this time, Ta Shenyao had approached these Iwagakure. Do you want to rely on these turtle shells for defense? It's too naive. Dong Shenyao smiled disdainfully. Doden Earth-style Earth-shaking. Ta Shenyao didn't even hand seal. He directly pressed his hands to the ground, and immediately activated the skills he had used in the fight with Tang Nin before. Boom. I saw the ground shaking for a while, and then it continued to crack. No, there are high-level Doden, Earth-style, ninjas among the enemies. After noticing the change in the ground, all Iwagaker's expressions became solemn. They are most aware of the changes, but this is obviously the use of a powerful Doden, Earth-style, ninjutsu by a master. The ground shook and cracked, not only destroying the surrounding earth walls, but also making these Iwagaker stand unsteady. Taking this opportunity, Dong Shenyao shot. An instant, Dong Shenyao had come behind an Iwagaker, and it was the night that no one found Dong Shenyao at all. PFF'd. Shadow-cutting knife pierced from behind this Iwagaker, piercing his heart directly. Before the name Iwagaker could be called out, Ta Shenyao had already reached out and covered his mouth. The next moment, Dong Shenyao pulled out the shadow-chopping saber, activated the instant body technique, and his body disappeared in place in an instant, but the Iwagaker had already fallen to the ground softly. At this time, the shaking of the ground continued, and these Iwagaker were all trying to stabilize their bodies, so no one found that they had lost a companion. Whoosh whoosh was a sound of breaking the air, and I saw more than a dozen Iwagaker have left the constantly shaking and cracking ground. Dong Shenyao smiled slightly at this, and his goal had been achieved. Although there is no Jonin among the ninjas who came to the country of fire to destroy this time, most of them are just some Chunin or even Genin, but with so many people gathered together, they can still pose some threats to Dong Shenyao. And Dong Shenyao used, the earth shakes the mountain, in order to divide the battlefield and disrupt these Iwagaker. Unconsciously, Dong Shenyao came to the back of an Iwagaker again. At this time, the Iwagaker was standing on a big tree, and he didn't notice anyone behind him. PFF'd. The shadow-chopping blade slid down, and the head of this Iwagaker fell directly. Dong Shenyao didn't stop, and disappeared again. Puff was beheaded by Ta Shenyao, turned into a headless corpse and fell to the ground, and the sound he made caught Iwagaker's attention. Not good. Kenwu is dead, the enemy is all around us. An Iwagaker shouted hastily. Everyone, be vigilant, Captain Iwagaker reminded, and hurriedly walked over to Kenwood to check. One stab kill, directly cut off the head, it's a lot of strength. Captain Iwagaker was alert in his heart. The captain is not good. Shimizu is also dead. Someone soon found another body in the ruins not far away. It was the Iwagaker who was killed by Dong Shenyao at the beginning. Doden, Earth-style, Earth Shuriken art. Whoosh whoosh. A large number of shuriken made of earth and stone flew out of the woods and instantly enveloped the group of Iwagaker. Doden, Earth-style, Earth Flow Wall. Doden, Earth-style, Earth Dragon Bullet. These Iwagaker reacted quickly, some defended, some attacked, and attacked in the direction where the shurikens came from. But at this moment, Ta Shenyao emerged from the ground behind these Iwagaker. Doden, Earth-style, Shuanglongba.